The following is a product of Studio 42.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is football time in Texas.
From Studio 42 on HoweEnterprise.com, this is Howe Bulldogs football.
For the first time in 2023, it's Bo Stevens as the wild dog.
Howe Bulldogs football is brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, Independent Financial, GC Easy, Sonic of Howe.
Batted away by Gage Carr, and Howe has won in Tioga.
Also brought to you by Corey Hernandez State Farm, Brother Plumber, Attorney Micah Belden, Hit, Roof and Exteriors, Michelle Carney Photography.
Riddle me this. Knox leaps and bounds into the end zone.
Also brought to you by Howe Athletic Booster Club, TechWave, Knight Furniture, Ed Meacham State Farm, the Llama Realty Group.
It's picked off at the 45. Coming near side, B.U. Omer in the house.
Also brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, Texoma Land and Home Realty Team, Rapid Electric.
And we want to lot it up, and hopefully we do that a whole bunch more times.
Now let's open the Rapid Electric tailgate party and join the voice of the Howe Bulldogs, Monty Walker.
Yeah! I love winning, man. I love winning. You hear what I'm saying? It's like better than losing.
The SNS Rams march into Bulldog Stadium, where they've won twice since the LBJ administration. Those wins came in 1996 and 2006. Howe's dominance over the Rams over the years has seen them as the perennial favorites to witness the crowning of Howe's homecoming queen. The Dogs are exactly 3 wins away from the 400 mark for the program that is in its 80th season. Led by scrappy quarterback Colin Murphy behind mounds of Riddles and Skittles, the Bulldogs seek win number 3 on the season and prepare for a much-needed week off. It's Howe and SNS. It's homecoming, and it's football time in Texas.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
You might know that State Farm agent Corey Hernandez has great service. Corey is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates too? That's right. State Farm agent Corey Hernandez is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Corey will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit insurancequotetexoma.com. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Let's join Monty Walker with the Scoggins Funeral Home Senior Spotlight.
This week's Senior Spotlight is Caden Dunn. Caden, who's your favorite teacher at Howe High School?
Mr. Forsythe.
And why?
He just, he gives a good vibe with his class. Like, I walk in, I feel like I'm going to guaranteed be learning something instead of someone goofing around or getting off topic. He straight to the point. I learn about it, and then it's the same thing the next day.
You know, a lot of people say Coach Forsythe. How about your favorite coach?
Coach Brian, 100%.
Why is that?
he gave me a chance. My freshman and sophomore year, I was kind of the kid who just sat on the bench. And then junior year came, he introduced himself, saw that I had potential, and he gave me a shot. Now I'm here.
So you're kind of the change of pace back, scat back, if you will. When you come into the game as a running back, maybe have a little bit quicker boost than maybe the others. Does that give you an advantage, and do you feel that advantage?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I feel like I can run in and immediately get a block in so my quarterback can throw. And I see that as a huge advantage because their defense will expect, the same guy to be bulky, so they're going to think it's going to be easy to rush the quarterback. But no, I'm quick to the line, and I get a good block. So, and they're just like, whoa, I'll see it in game, and they'll be like, whoa, I was not expecting that. And I feel happy pretty much when I get that good block in, because then I'll look over the sideline, I'll see the coaches be like, yes, thank God.
So you were injured a year ago. Talk about that situation.
Okay, so it was practice. I was on scout defense. I was guarding Antoine Rattler, our running back. And I went to go slap the ball from him, intercepting it, and it went sideways. He landed on my thumb wrong, and it just popped out of socket, and it tore the ligaments up. And it was just a painful experience.
What's in store for Caden Dunn after high school?
Training. I plan on going to a college with football, and I plan on learning the routes and giving it my all in college football, if I'm being honest.
Homecoming, any big plans?
Just work, pretty much.
What else are you involved with at Howe High School?
Powerlifting. It's my favorite thing to do. I love powerlifting. It's been something I've been looking at since, I think, sophomore year. I got a small body, and I'm over here deadlifting 405, benching 255 as a 140 kid. I see that as a pretty big accomplishment. I take pride in that. And then when I go to powerlifting meet, surprise every kid. Oh wow, that's a 130, 140 pound kid benching what a lineman should be. I'm like, that feels good.
Huge win last week against Tioga when Gage Carr batted that ball down. How excited were you at that moment?
Oh, I was pumped because all that was going through my mind was, I don't know what I'm going to do if we lose this game, because we were told we were going to smoke these guys 50-0, and then when they came back in the second half, I was like, whoa, something's happening. And then when it was that kickoff and it was our defense, I was like, if we have to get this. If we don't get this, I don't know what I'm going to do with football. And then when I saw Gage up in the air, just higher than I've ever seen him up in the air, I was like, oh my gosh. And I saw him smack the ball, and I immediately, we all ran to him, and we were just pumped. I was happy. I was excited. Totally glad to be playing with him.
You didn't pull a Karate Kid move, though, out on the field, did you? Is anyone giving him a hard time about being Howe's Karate Kid? We're talking about Coach Andrew Harvey.
No one's giving him a tough time. I love when I see him become Karate Kid. It's not just at the end of the game. It's during almost the whole game. When our defense is one good thing, it's like an immediate Karate Kid. I just can't stop smiling, can't stop laughing when I see him do his Karate Kid moves, because we all just start laughing. It gives us a good time in defense, and it gives us a good feeling in the whole game that we're doing something right, and we're giving it our 100% in game.
SNS, you've seen them on film. What's your thoughts?
We're gonna pound them. I plan on getting a touchdown this game, probably on their kickoff return, first play, I think.
All right, big prediction there from Caden Dunn. That's your senior spotlight.
Tonight's Senior Spotlight has been brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
No one wants to talk about losing a loved one. The grief that is put on your family is troublesome. Scoggins Funeral Home strives to make that most difficult time the easiest. We want your loved one to be sent off in the best way possible, with your wishes at heart. Call us at 903-482-5225 or visit our website at scogginsfuneralhome.com. 903-482-5225. Our location on Van Alstyne Parkway makes everything close for your needs. 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home.
Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Mainline break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs.
At Independent Financial, supporting our community is at the heart of what we do, which is why we are pleased to support the Howe Bulldogs. Investing in others and helping our neighbors thrive is what we do, and our friendly, knowledgeable banking team is rooting for you in your financial success. Whether you're saving for college, planning for your family's future, or working to grow your business, we'd love to help you accomplish your goals. Come see us at our location on South Denny or visit us at ifinancial.com. Go Bulldogs! We're cheering for a winning season. Member FDIC.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Let's join Monty Walker with the Independent Financial Coach's Corner with Lance Bryan.
Coach, what a game it was last week in Tioga. 42-41 in overtime. The win there, last defensive play sealed it. Was made by a sophomore, Gage Carr. That kind of situation, I would think, would carry over down the road for you, perhaps.
You know, in a game like that, there's obviously a lot of good and bad that happen. You know, we kind of stormed out to a big lead and kind of punched them in the mouth and ran the ball, really well and, put them in a bad position. And then, they started making plays themselves. They're a really good team. They were a district champ a year ago. And so, they're really talented. And, so they stormed back. They definitely won the second half. But, sometimes you got to win close games, that's one of the biggest things about football. And we talk a lot about our team. It doesn't matter if they score or if they go for a field goal, whatever. We need to try to keep every point that we can off the board because you just don't know how many points are going to add up to the win. And Gage Carr is a guy that, he's a sophomore. He was a really good player for us on the JV last year. So we had pretty high expectations that he was going to come in and, challenge for a starting spot and contribute. So we called a blitz that we felt was going to be pretty good against the run, but we knew that, they had a lot of RPO chances and, they weren't afraid to throw the ball on any down. And so we called a blitz that we felt kind of helped us with both. And when Gage came off the edge, probably one of the most impressive things that we saw as coaches was how high he jumped. He's not the tallest guy in the world. He plays a lot bigger than his stature. But he got at least 2 feet off the ground or so. And so, it was a really great play and, it was a really cool moment. And, we're really excited about that win. That was a lot of fun. It feels a lot better to be on the winning side than on the losing side of that one for sure.
Colin Murphy was the offensive player of the game. He again seems to carry this team on his back during big moments of the game.
The team's really rallied around him, and, that's been true for several weeks now. And we keep adding a little bit more to the offense, each week, as he gets more comfortable in doing what he's doing. But, he's a great player. He's been a great player at Howe for a long time. He was on varsity as a sophomore, and I didn't see him that year, obviously, but I saw him last year, make a lot of plays on both offense and defense, and, that hasn't changed. And, a lot of times you would, go protect your quarterback and take him off defense and get him out of the game and try to protect him. But, he's a dog and he's one of our best players. And so we're going to put him out there and, let him ball out his senior year. And, he's definitely taken advantage of the moments that he's been given. And, he's earned every one. And he's a great kid. And I'm really happy for him that he's experienced some success.
Michael Weimer back in the left guard position, getting the starts over there. Overall, the offensive line has been huge. It's been a huge plus for your team.
Oh, definitely. Like we have 3 seniors starting on the offensive line between Seth Goolsby, Michael Riddle, and Luciano Vasquez. So they're definitely big anchors. Will Ingram has really stepped up. As a sophomore, he's become one of, if not one of the best linemen on our team. He's definitely up there in the top 2 or 3. He's really pushing those guys around him. He's got a lot of help being sandwiched between 2 seniors to help remind him what to do. But he's getting to a point now where he's starting to, help those guys remember what to do as well. So he's been a huge addition. And then, Mikey Weimer, we lost him for the first couple of weeks. He had a little bit of a knee injury, but he's back and he's fully healthy. He took his rehab real serious and tried to get back as fast as he possibly could. And, he's a guy that really pushed himself really hard in off season. He came up late in the year last year, and he didn't get to play a whole lot with the varsity last year, but he did come up late. We had really high expectations for him coming into the year to challenge for a starting spot. And so as soon as he came back from injury, we slid him right back in. And, he's a guy that plays like incredibly tenacious and hard. And, he's a really good player. And he's definitely a big part of, the success that the offensive line's having.
Your kicker, Johnny Garcia, was called on to attempt a school record 45-yard field goal at the end of regulation. He's an interesting kicker. He doesn't use a tee on field goals, kick straight off the ground. Does he know he could get another 7 yards or so with a tee?
Well, when I got Johnny out of PE a couple years ago, he came up as mainly a soccer player, which is not uncommon for a lot of kickers. He was just more comfortable kicking off the ground, and he practices on his own. Like, he's got a tee and a bag of old footballs, and he goes up to the stadium and kicks on his own in off season often. And you can tell because he's really good. He's obviously practicing more than just what we do at practice. But he's tried it with a tee. I've told him he could try it with both, and he just doesn't really prefer it. He just doesn't. And the thing about using a tee is it does get a little bit more yardage just because it's elevated off the ground. But there's also more room for error because now you have to have a holder that's got to put it down and a 3x3 inch block or whatever, and you can sometimes the holder can miss the tee or the kicker can kick the tee. There's some other things that can go into play there, and since he's comfortable kicking it off the ground, that's the way he likes to do it, and so we don't change it. We had a lot of confidence in him making those two game-winning kicks. He was on the sideline. He was ready for that. Sadly, he is 100% on PATs that he's gotten off the ground. We've had 3 get blocked, which is a huge challenge for us to correct, and we've got a plan to fix that. Some of that is firing some guys and putting some other guys out there. Frankly, like sometimes it's an unselfish job. You've got to basically, you got to block down. You got to take a guy, hitting you right in the mouth and trying to get through. It's not an easy job. But they both were going to get blocked. If I'm being honest, but we're going back and looking on film is we put him in a position to make a kick, and I really believe that first kick was well within his range. The second kick, was it in his range? I'm not 100% sure if it was or not, but with where the ball was at and what we were going to have to do, I felt like it was our best chance to end the game right then, versus maybe throwing it up and throwing a Hail Mary and the potential of an interception return or something like that. And sometimes when you make decisions in the moment, you only have about a minute to make them, and you have a whole lot of time to think about them after the fact. And so there's definitely some decisions down the stretch that I would probably do a little bit differently. But asking him to go in and try to make a game-winning field goal is not one of them. I had 100% confidence that he could have banged that through. And, we've got an eye on the school record. I'm not promising that we're going to get it, but I have promised him that if we're in a situation where, it comes up and it fits with what we need to do in the game, like that, I have confidence in him to try to get one up there.
Well, I'd like to have my picture made with him if that happens. So we're going to take a 30-second timeout. We'll be right back.
At Independent Financial, supporting our community is at the heart of what we do, which is why we are pleased to support the Howe Bulldogs. Investing in others and helping our neighbors thrive is what we do, and our friendly, knowledgeable banking team is rooting for you in your financial success. Whether you're saving for college, planning for your family's future, or working to grow your business, we'd love to help you accomplish your goals. Come see us at our location on South Denny or visit us at ifinancial.com. Go Bulldogs! We're cheering for a winning season. Member FDIC.
Coaches talk about the injury of Malachi Daly. Defensively, it seemed like he really had an impact. Him leaving the game had an impact on the third quarter for sure.
He's one of our better players. He starts both ways on offense and defense, and he's on almost every special team as well. So he's one of the guys that we count on in key moments. And, he's the cornerback that we typically stick on the other team's sideline. And, that's usually where we put the guy that we trust, knows what to do, because obviously he's 50 yards away and we can't always talk to him, in between plays like we can the one on our sideline. And so we put him over there for that reason, because we trusted that he would know what to do in all those situations. And, losing him's a big loss. Anytime you lose, a defensive back, it's going to be tough. We obviously, in that third quarter, because we lost him late in the second quarter. And, the third quarter, I think we were trying to get our footing underneath ourselves with, some replacements. And it's not that we don't rep backups. We definitely do. But, everybody knows the starters are going to get the bulk of the reps most of the time. And so, there was a little bit of a learning curve there in the third quarter. And we definitely felt that on both sides of the ball. He's going to be a tough guy to fill, everything that he brings to the table. But we have some guys that we're going to do it by committee that we think all have attributes that can help us, get through. And, he'll be back at some point this season. It's probably going to be a little while, but, he's definitely a big loss, and, we hope that he heals up. The one thing I will say is, like, whenever he first did it, he just kind of fell awkwardly and he tried to run back to the huddle about 3 times, or run back to his position because he wanted to stay in. And finally, we were yelling at him from the sideline, just go down, just lay down. If you're hurt, just lay down, because he didn't want to come out. And but that's the kind of kid he is. He's super tough, and he didn't want to let the teammates down, and he didn't want to let the coaches down, and he was trying to give everything that he had, and he did that. And obviously, it's sorry that he's hurt, but we also know that he's going to fight and claw to come back as soon as he can, and we look forward to that.
Well, speaking of coaches, you have a new coach on the sideline, it appears, named Danielson. Coach Harvey brings that enthusiasm, and he did not disappoint as the gun sounded Friday night. Talk about the Karate Kid.
Coach Harvey is definitely a very, very emotional guy. You can, if you just watch him on the sidelines, just in general, he's incredibly animated. He's not going to sugarcoat things with the kids. He's going to be very brutally honest with them and his criticisms when they thinks that they're not doing well. But you can also see that whenever we make big plays on defense, he is the most fired up guy on the sideline. So he is their biggest critic, and he's also their biggest cheerleader. And I think the kids know that. They know that he cares a lot. There's no doubt about that. And his body language, just oozes how much he cares. And so whenever we first, whenever that ball got knocked down, there's a couple of funny pictures. There's one where we're on the sideline. You can see him ripping his helmet off, and I look like I'm in a Freddie Mercury pose or something. And then right after that, Harvey's high stepping out, and you see the crane kick picture that came up that made the Karate Kid picture from. But he was incredibly excited, and we all were. And that was a big win, and that was a program win. Like, we needed that. And you need every win. We want to light it up as much as we can. And when you're in an opportunity to win a game and it comes down to one play, and it's either you make the play or they make the play, and we made the play, and the defense made the play to win the game, then obviously he's going to take a lot of blame. If that goes in, he's going to take credit when we stop it. And so that's the life of a coach when you're a coordinator, is you're getting judged all the time. And so it's a good feeling whenever your guys step up and make the play in that moment. He was the first one to go celebrate with him.
You were in all white a week ago, all black tonight as you finally return home after a 3-game road stretch. It's homecoming, so we always have to ask about the possible distraction of tuxes and moms.
Homecoming, a lot of the things that occur during homecoming are for the people who don't play football, if I'm just being honest. It's for, the fans and the people in the stands and all that stuff. The pageantry of Texas high school football is what makes it so great, and homecoming is a big part of that. But what we have talked to the team a lot, all of that stuff is all well and good. But if we go out and lay an egg and lose the game, people will remember that, and it'll be probably the biggest crowd we have all year, and that's what they're going to see. And you'll get judged pretty harshly for that. So we've definitely challenged them a lot this week to, avoid distractions, not get caught up in all the other stuff. It was pretty cool. Like, the homecoming court, on the boys' side is all football players. And, that's cool, but that means that one of them's going to win and 4 of them are going to lose. And so I've already talked to them like, hey, just by getting on this, it's cool. If you win, that's awesome. If you lose, it doesn't matter. It's like, but we still need to go out and win the game. That's what's more important than, getting a crown. But I think our guys have responded pretty well in practice this week, and they've seemed to, kind of shut out a lot of that stuff. I'm not saying I don't want them to take part in all that, because I think that it is fun, but with keeping their eye on the main goal, which is that we need to win the game.
Howe has pretty much dominated SNS over the last 60 years. I think they've only won twice at Bulldog Stadium since the LBJ administration. Coming off a big, dramatic win, how do you stave off that letdown possibility?
we talk to our team a lot about after, wins or losses is, if it's a loss, let it hurt for about 24 hours. And then on Monday, we go back to work and worry about the next opponent. And a win is the same way. We try to keep that same mentality, either way. It's fun to win. You should enjoy it. But again, you got to move on. And if you lose, it's obviously, it can be devastating and it should be if it means anything to you, but you can't harp on that for too long. You got to move past it and, you got to worry about the next opponent. And so we treated this week like we would any other. I know S&S came off a heartbreaking loss. They were in a defensive slugfest last week and lost by 1 point on a botched, extra point is what it turned into, which again kind of goes back to what I've told the kids about every point matters. You just don't know where it matters. We got that 1 point and got the win, and, S&S didn't get that 1 point last week and they got the loss. And, sometimes the difference between winning and losing is razor thin. And that's evidence of it with both our two programs these last 2 weeks. And, but they're a good team, and Coach Hill's doing a good job with them. They're in a lot more games. That they have struggled a little bit this year, but they're a lot more competitive. I think they've kind of locked in an identity on their offense now, and they're doing some good stuff. And so our kids can't take them lightly because I think they are improving. And so we need to take care of our business on our end and worry about us and do the things that we need to do to win the game. But, they're going to be tough, and they're going to be ready to play as well.
Tonight's Coach's Corner with Lance Bryan has been brought to you by Independent Financial. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
Real estate is the key to building long-term wealth. Hi, I'm Dana Thornhill, a local Keller Williams realtor. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, I can help you. Call the Llama Realty Group. Call 903-821-6890 and ask us about our complimentary services. Opportunities in North Texas are growing quickly, and the Llama Realty Group can help you with all your real estate needs. Just like here at the stadium, execution is the name of the game. The Llama Realty Group gets the job done. Call 903-821-6890 today. Each Keller Williams office is independently owned and operated.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at MrEdInsurance.com.
Got hail? Get Hit. Help your home and your community at the same time. Hit Roof and Exteriors has been on the job locally since 2012. Hail damage, wind damage, roof leaks, exterior paint and siding, replace it or repair it, we've got you covered. Hit Roof and Exteriors has been building solid roofs all across North Texas for over 11 years. We will work with your insurance company or your budget to get your home happy again. For a free estimate or inspection, call 972-977-1523. Hit Roof and Exteriors. Got hail? Get hit.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Today's Howe Bulldogs Flux Capacitor is brought to you by Sonic of Howe. Now let's join Monty Walker with a time travel through Bulldogs history.
The Howe Bulldogs are 7-4 on games played on September the 22nd. In 1939, Howe won 6-0 on an M.H. Jeter touchdown into the diagonal stripes in the end zone of Bulldog Stadium. In 1960, Howe beat Prosper 24-8, where Ronnie Lankford, Jeff Crossland, and Robert Ketching were defensive standouts in a game that the Dogs allowed only 9 rushing yards. Howe won 28-6 in 1961 in Howe's first ever game against the S&S Rams. Howe won at Valley View 40-29 in 1967 behind Jimmy Watson's 4 touchdowns. In 1972, Howe beat Sanger 7-6 behind a 53-yard touchdown strike from Vince Hash to Roger Lankford. In 1979, Howe lost at Alvord 9-6, but won in 1984 at Salina 20-14 behind a running and passing touchdown from Andre Liss. In 1989, Howe defeated Callisburg 26-8 behind Stephen Hawthorne and Clint Bray's 2 touchdowns each. Howe lost to Cooper 20-14 in 1995, and on this date in 2000 lost to Addison Trinity Christian 33-13. The last time Howe played on this date was in 2017, where the Dogs lost to Quinlan 28-0. Howe owns a 26-10 record in the series with S&S. The Bulldogs have won 5 straight dating back to 2014. At one point, Howe had won 11 straight from 1983 to 1993. During that stretch, Howe pitched a shutout against the Rams 7 times, including 6 straight from 1987 to 1992. The most points S&S has scored on Howe was 36 back in 1964. Howe set a school record 76 points at S&S in 1991, which was eventually surpassed in 2015 at Tom Bean with 77 points. Howe scored 68 a year ago at S&S and need 11 points to reach 1,000 for the series. The average score in the series with S&S is a Howe victory, 28-12.
Today's Howe Bulldogs Flux Capacitor is brought to you by Sonic of Howe. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
Hi, this is Nino Foles.
And I'm Tyler Grisham. We're the only Bulldogs that ever rushed for over 3,000 yards.
Well, I could have had 5,000 in that slot T that y'all did.
I'd had 6,000 if I were 6'8", 220.
Hey now, both you guys were amazing. Let's just leave it at that.
All I know is that I bet we can agree that Sonic of Howe has great food and big smiles.
Well, it's not just good, it's Sonic good. Hey, Monty, how many yards did you have?
Wow.
Grish, let's go get a Sonic Blast and let me tell you how we beat Pilot Point.
You didn't go 3 rounds though, huh?
Jeez, guys.
This is Coach Jim Fryer.
Hello, Howe Bulldogs. This is Coach Joey McQueen.
This is Coach Davey Dubose.
Hey, this is Coach Lance Bryan. I want to personally invite you to join the Howe Athletic Booster Club. They help us in every sport, girls and boys and middle school as well. From the doghouse at the Dog Pound, the Howe Athletic Booster Club raises money to help us through hosting powerlifting meets, running volleyball concessions, and especially through the sales of our Howe Bulldogs Black and White Game Day program. You can pick yours up at each home game. Help us light it up by joining up with the Howe Athletic Booster Club.
Have a great year, Bulldogs.
This is Roger Tidwell, the PA dude here at Bulldog Stadium. The radio guys and I always fight over how hot and cold it is up here in the press box. But if the AC ever quit working, not only would Walker finally shut his trap, he would call Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in Howe for over 50 years. They've been in business that long because they're just good people. Call 903-532-6255. That's 903-532-6255. Shut up, Monty.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
From Studio 42 on HoweEnterprise.com, this is Howe Bulldogs Football. Today's scene setter is brought to you by Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, proud partner of Bulldogs Athletics.
Homecoming. It heralds the names of Dickey, Fryer, McQueen, DeBose, Randy Gear, Stephen Ogle, Nino Falls, Stephen Hawthorne, Jimmy Watson, Alton Norman, Tyler Grisham, Tanner Hartsfield, and so many more. It's the echo of Leon Thornhill and Roger Tidwell. It's the screaming of,
"It's touchdown time in Texas!"
Yep, it's homecoming.
Batted away by Gage Carr, and Howe has won in Tioga, 42-41. Quit it, 10-5. Kiss him goodbye. The great pick by Eli Stoner. Handoff bounce, shot out of a cannon. It's touchdown time in Texas.
Tonight, the boys are back and will crown a king. But first things first, get win number 3. It's time for a Friday night under the lights homecoming party. It's the S&S Rams and the Howe Bulldogs. Here we go. Live from the oldest active stadium in North Texas, this is Bulldogs football.
Today's Scene Setter is brought to you by Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, proud partner of Bulldogs Athletics. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. From Studio 42 on HoweEnterprise.com, this is Howe Bulldogs Football. You've been listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Football time in Texas is just moments away. Now, with the call of the game, here's the voice of the Howe Bulldogs, Monty Walker.
Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Bulldog Stadium, and yes, it is the oldest active stadium in North Texas, opened in 1935. Looks much different today with all the turf and the big stands and stuff like that. I can imagine what it looked like in 35, just a pasture here at Bulldog Stadium. It was really cow pasture is what it was, and it's homecoming tonight. That's why we're reminiscing tonight. Played a lot of games on this field, and ought to be a big crowd here in Bulldog Stadium. You think about, just like in the Scene Setter, names from the past. It reminds you of Jimmy Watson and Alton Norman and those great names from Bulldogs past, like Jim Fryer. And then you have to include Steve Simmons. You include Tanner Hartsfield and the latest graduating class of great Bulldogs. And tonight, I think you're going to see maybe some more names added to the list. And one name that'll always stand out for the 2023 season, Justin White, is Colin Murphy. Perhaps he has saved the 2023 Howe Bulldog season.
You know, Colin Murphy was kind of thrust into the quarterback position the first game of the season about a month ago now, and he kind of established himself as a pretty good quarterback. He had over 100 yards last week, had 134 yards to be exact, a couple of touchdowns, has taken control of that position at quarterback and really kind of given this team kind of an identity as far as running the ball.
Let's see if we can check down with our Night Furniture sideline reporter for the first time tonight. She is close to the Honorable Paul Wood, who will be the referee tonight. Caroline, take it away.
Hello. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hello. Beautiful homecoming. Last night I can wear shorts. I feel like it's my watch doesn't, but my car said it was 82 degrees. It is beautiful out here. Beautiful sky, beautiful sunset, a great breeze. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's nice tonight. We'll probably maintain this type of weather through mid-October if history suggests. And as we mentioned, thank you, our Night Furniture sideline reporter. Our officials tonight, the Honorable Paul Wood, the referee. The umpire is Ray Hindenburg. The head linesman, Dave Chop. That's a good referee name. Chop. Dave Chop. The line judge, Brady Russell. The back judge, Todd Cathcart. And the field judge, Chad Burnett. And the side judge is David Robbs. Once again, the referee, the Honorable Paul Wood. Justin White, we're in the tailgate party. Rapid Electric tailgate party. Let's go over our starting lineups, which is brought to you by Hit Roof and Exterior. You listened to the Scoggins Funeral Home Senior Spotlight earlier in the Independent Financial Coaches Corner. So the Hit Roof and Exterior's got Hale get hit. And let's go over the SNS Rams starting offense.
Okay, start on the offensive line. Starting at left tackle is sophomore Barrett Acorn. At left guard is a sophomore 5'11", 215 pounds Eli Rich. At center is a sophomore Ashton Kemp. At the right guard is Ryland McSpedden. He's a sophomore. And another sophomore on this line, right tackle, is Jarrett Robbins. They got all 5 sophomores on this offensive line. At wideout is Gavin McMullen. He's a senior. At running back is Hunter Kerrville. You'll hear his name a lot tonight. He's a sophomore. At the split position is Asher Zuniga. He's a senior. At fullback is Tanner Skitt, a 6'3", 240-pound junior. He's a load. At the H-back is Landon Lewis. He's a 5'9", 175-pound senior. And at quarterback is 6'2", 170-pound junior, Braden Turner. That's the starting offensive lineup for the SNS Rams.
Your Hit Roof and Exterior starting defense for the Howe Bulldogs, cornerback Jeremiah Thornton. The safety will be Eli Stoner. The cornerback on the other side, Garrett Rogers. So you've got junior, sophomore as your secondary tonight. Only starting 3 secondary, as they'll go with 4 linebackers and 4 down linemen tonight, do the Bulldogs. The linebackers are Braden Ulmer, a junior, Bo Stevens, a junior, Gage Carr, who made the great play a week ago to bat the ball down in overtime. He's a sophomore. and the senior Colton Little. Your defensive linemen are Dylan Patterson, the defensive end, a sophomore, and junior Charlie Vera, the junior Charlie Tank Turner, and the senior Ethan Mayo. So what you have there are 2 seniors on the starting defense, 5 juniors, and 4 sophomores on the starting defense.
Young defense for the Howe Bulldogs.
But you want to talk about young, talk about the SNS.
Absolutely. Let's start on the defensive line for SNS. Defensive tackle is Aldo Verdugo. He's a junior. Nose tackle is Eli Rich. Defensive tackle is Caden Jones. At outside linebacker is Landon Lewis. He's a senior. The other outside linebacker is Paige Morgan. He's a senior. At the middle linebacker spot is Justin Petty and Tanner Skitt, the other middle linebacker. In the secondary at cornerback is Asher Zuniga. He's a senior. At the other cornerback is Daniel Hernandez, also a senior. At free safety is the sophomore Hunter Kerrville. And then at free safety as well is Kenny Melton. He's a sophomore. It's the defense for the SNS Rams.
Your offense for the Howe Bulldogs will start up front on the left side. The homecoming king, Luciano Vasquez, a senior. By the way, the homecoming queen was
Kendall Griffin.
Kendall Griffin, that's right. The left guard, Michael Skittles Weimer. The center is Michael Riddle, the senior. Weimer is a junior, by the way. Riddle is a senior. And then Large Marge, Will Ingram, the sophomore at right guard. And then getting the start tonight for the Howe Bulldogs at right tackle will be sophomore Dylan Patterson. The wide receiver, Jeremiah Thornton, a junior, and Bo Stevens, a junior. Slot back will be...
Am I live?
You are.
Okay.
Go ahead. Jump in whenever. Let me try to... I'll wrap this up real quick. BU, the slot back, a junior. The running back, Knox Bounds, a sophomore. And the slot back will be sophomore Garrett Rogers. Go ahead. Take it away, our Night Furniture sideline reporter, Carl Slauson. Or
Carol. Stop that.
Carolyn.
No, that's worse. I'd rather have Carl. Okay, we're shaking hands. And the Honorable Wood is giving the...
Is that... Okay, no, it's not. I was thinking it was somebody else I knew. Surely he didn't tell her to turn her mic off there while he was talking.
All right, gentlemen, you drove the bus. Yes, we got a tails. Tails, we got a head. What would you like?
Well, we didn't hear. Let's see.
We want the ball.
Colin Murphy says they want the ball. And Howe in all black tonight.
Did y'all get that?
We got some of it.
Howe won the toss.
We got Colin Murphy saying we want the ball, and they will put their back to the north end zone. Howe will be moving left to right from our vantage point to start this football game. In all black, traditional homecoming, well, any game all black, traditionally for the Howe Bulldogs. SNS in all white helmets, white jerseys, white bottoms. The red numerals outlined in gold, Howe with just white numerals. Big, thick white numerals, easy to see, great contrast with the black and white. We're just about ready for our national anthem. The players are taking their helmets off. Again, thanks to Hit Roof and Exteriors. I got to get used to that.
At this time, we will have the national
for our
anthem
starting lineups. I want to thank a lot of our sponsors tonight, including Michelle Carney Photography, Ed Meacham State Farm, Tech Wave, Night Furniture, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, Texoma Land and Home Realty, and more as we prepare for the national anthem. And with that, Justin White, it is football time in Texas.
Man, great atmosphere, big crowd out tonight. Obviously a big crowd for homecoming. I had to park out on the street tonight. Usually couldn't hard to find a parking spot.
That's what so long. I could not find a parking spot.
Oh, that's the beauty of homecoming. Everyone comes home. It's a huge crowd. Lots of Michelle Carney photography going on with Kendall Griffin, our homecoming queen of 2023. She'll go down in the record books and be in next year's program. And probably on the front page of the Howe Enterprise Monday. Luciano Vasquez crowned the homecoming king tonight. Howe will start moving left to right. Braden Ulmer and Caden Dunn. He said in the senior spotlight he's going to take it to the house on the initial kick return. Let's see if he has that up his sleeve.
As we start tonight's football game.
Wouldn't it? Doing the kicking for S&S will be Zane Dollar. D-A-H-L-E-R. Dollar. And the right-footed kicker is going to bang the Tech Wave kickoff in the air. Going to be taken by Knox Bounds. Bounces on the ground, but he picks it right back up to the 35, spinning at the actually the 25 up to the 32-yard line. And Howe will start there, moving left to right. They'll spot it at the 34, I believe.
Landon Lewis on the stop.
Well, it'll be interesting to see this offense come back out. They had a great game last week.
Bulldogs.
Overall, my math is correct. Almost over 250 yards on the ground between Knox Bounds and Colin Murphy. Nice little 1-2 punch for this rushing attack. And throw in Braden Ulmer, who had 4 rushes for 58 yards.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a little different look from the offense this week, trying to get the football into Braden Ulmer's hands. Maybe a little bit of an I formation, we're told, and Howe will go under center at times, we're told. Right now, it'll be Garrett Rogers split out wide right next to Jeremiah Thornton. Shotgun formation. Man in motion is BU. He gets the toss. Coming near side, looking for a block, and is going to be gang tackled. Breaking out of a tackle to the 40, however. And that's why you want the football in his hands. That was going to be a 1-yard gain, but like hot knife through butter, he just somehow wiggled out on the right side of the offensive line, and that's good for 6 or 7 up to the 41-yard line.
Gavin McMullen met him as he's trying to get around that corner and just kind of lackadaisically trying to tackle him, and Braden Ulmer said, you're going to do more than that to tackle me, and took him for about a 6-yard ride.
Murphy in the gun, Bounds to his right, handoff Bounds. No, Murphy kept it, has a big gaping hole to the right side, has a first down to the 46. He didn't see that big hole initially. He was a little late cutting through it, or he could still be running, but a first down nonetheless.
Yes, read the defense, decided to keep it, and just cut a little bit too late, just a second too late, when that hole was a little bit bigger.
Same formation, except trips out to the left side. Bo Stevens, Braden Ulmer, and Garrett Rogers. And this will be a handoff. Knox Bounds for the first time tonight. Lowers his shoulder, good for 5. Right at midfield. 5-yard gain.
Had those 3 receivers out on that left side. And handoff to Bounds. Went around that left side. Had those 3 guys out there blocking for him. Lead blocking. Got 5 yards out of it.
I learned something this week from an official friend of mine, that you cannot take a timeout and bring back an injured player. That happens all the time with cramps. Player gets cramps, you take a timeout, he goes back on the field, doesn't have to miss a down in that situation. The rules specify you cannot do that on an injury.
Wow, okay.
2nd down and 5. Howe moving left to right. High snap, but Murphy's going to bring it down, and now he's got a first down run left side, breaking out of a tackle to the 40-yard line, and that's going to be a horse collar, it appears. So Howe's going to be in great shape somewhere around the 25-yard line when all of this is said and done.
I believe that was a quarterback design run, but yeah, the high snap, good job by Murphy to handle it, and then just went straight up the gut. Asher Zudiga held on to the back end of his jersey, and going to be, as you said, called for the horse collar, so tack on 15 to that, 16-yard gain?
9:51 on the clock. They're still working on spotting the ball. This is going to be against Howe.
Penalty being marked off against the Bulldogs.
It looked like an obvious horse collar.
Boy, it did. So
I guess it's probably maybe a holding, I guess.
Backs up to the Bulldog 44-yard line.
So instead of what we thought, they'll move the ball back to the 44-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 11 for Howe. Scratch all of that.
Wow, okay.
It looked clear and obvious, like you mentioned, but obviously we're a lot further away from the field than the officials are. The Honorable Paul Wood must have really great eyes. 3 receivers near side. This is your offset I formation. Handoff, Braden Ulmer right up the middle, breaking out of a tackle, looking for a seam. Has a first down run to the 44-yard line, still going. And finally the whistles blow, and BU never did. He never went down.
Number 4, Knox.
Wow, straight ahead. Lined up in the like a pistol right behind
Murphy,
and just went straight downhill, running,
down,
and refused to go down. And finally, officials decided to go ahead and call it dead, but not before he got a first down out of that. Makes up the 11 yards after that penalty to get a new set of downs for the Bulldogs.
What a great run by Braden Ulmer. 8:53 and rolling in quarter number 1.
It was number 4 carrying the ball.
And 3 receivers will go out left, including Ulmer. Bo Stevens and Garrett Rogers. Bounds in the backfield to the left side of Murphy. He will get the carry. No, this is a quick out pass. BU gets a great block from Rogers, and Ulmer trying to fight for yardage and gets the 40-yard line, a gain of 4 on the quick pass out to the left side.
Pass is complete to number 4, Brady
Play action
Ulmer.
pass over to Ulmer, and I like the effort by Ulmer. Now, one thing to remember when you're trying to get those extra yards and turn those legs is you leave yourself susceptible to getting that ball punched out and pulled out and stripped from you. So you need to be sure to hang on that ball and at times just live to see another day.
Ball at the 41-yard line. Howe still moving left to right. We're in the first quarter at the 8:00 mark. Snap back, Ulmer. Handoff, Knox bounds, skips a little bit to the right side, and now surges forward inside the 40 to the 38-yard line.
Number 5, Knox bounds.
And I thought Ulmer had that for a second. And somehow, I guess it was intended. It was a handoff to bounds.
Landon Lewis.
Swore Ulmer had it.
3rd down and 4 coming up for Howe as we hit the 7:36 mark in the first quarter. This is the 7th play of the drive early on here at historic Bulldog Stadium on Hughes Street. Murphy will be in the gun. We'll have Stevens split out wide to the left. Jeremiah Thornton wide right. Slot receiver goes in motion is Garrett Rogers and whistles before we get underway. And this is going to be a false start against Howe. So back it up. Instead of 3rd and 4, it'll be 3rd and 9 now, which is obviously way more challenging. Howe has looked so good on this first drive. You would hate to not be able to continue this thing and have to even punt it to them.
I know 3rd and 9, you're on the Rams side of the SS side of the field. If you get some yardage here, you obviously think this is 4-down territory.
Coach Bryan said if they ever get the chance for Johnny Garcia to break the school record, they're going to try to do that. School record, 42 yards. 3rd down and 9 here from the 43. Murphy, another high snap. He's going to roll out left. And he lowers the shoulder, only gains 2 yards. 4th down and 7
Murphy,
coming up for Howe.
Decision time now for Coach Bryan.
About 2 on the play.
You're at the 41-yard line. It's going to be a 4th and 7.
Yeah, the false start really hurt the Bulldogs.
And I don't see any kind of a punt team coming out, so this is probably they're going to go for this.
Big moment early here for Howe. No score, 6:15 in the first. Jeremiah Thornton comes split out wide to the right. Murphy's in the gun, knocks bounds to his right. Murphy's just going to run with it, now fires it out for BU, a low pass. Incomplete, and that's a turnover on downs. Not the way they drew it up. The false start really hurt Howe on that drive there.
Yeah, Gavin McMullen came knifing through and made Murphy, as he took maybe 2 steps before McMullen was right in his face, and that kind of messed up the throw and kind of down at the feet of Ulmer, incomplete. And give credit to this Ram defense for stopping the drive here when it was thought they had something going for the Bulldogs.
The Rams come out on offense for the first time tonight, moving right to left. 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line, their own 41. Movement early up front. This is a quarterback keeper by Braden Turner right up the middle Maybe good for a yard. That could have been a false start against S&S. No call there.
Yeah, they had two receivers out to the left side, and they both kind of looked like they moved just a second before the ball was snapped, but no call. And Braden Turner started a quarterback design run just up the middle for 1 yard.
Eli Stoner and Garrett Rogers, your safeties. Rogers will come near side as the cornerback. Matched up with Gavin McMullen. Toss right side. Spun down after a minimal gain. Hunter Corville, the sophomore, he gets to carry 39 carries for 240 yards on the season, 3 touchdowns. But he got maybe 2 yards there as S&S moves up to the 44-yard line, facing a 3rd down and long.
This is what you want to do if you're the Howe defense, is get them in 3rd and long situations, make them have to throw the ball. They like to keep the ball on the ground and kind of keep the offense off the field. Put them in 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 like they do now, and see what they put them in an uncomfortable position after throw the ball.
Daniel Hernandez will split out wide to the right side. Everybody else bunched together, 2 H-backs. And Turner wants to throw down the field. It's going to be caught by Corville, makes a move, 1st down, and brought down by Colton Little and Jeremiah Thornton, but moved the sticks. S&S is on the Howe side of the field for the first time tonight with 4:37 left to go in quarter number 1.
Man, no pressure on Turner. That play action. Went out to his right side, found Kerrville there in the flats, and just able to hit him, get enough for the 1st down, and keep this drive moving. A 3rd down conversion for S&S.
No one has seen more Howe girls crowned homecoming queen than S&S over the years. Well, here they are tonight. 1st and 10 on offense, right to left. Toss. Corville, right side, 2 yards, maybe 1. To the 44-yard line.
For a couple of yards.
They bunch everybody in. As you said, 2 H-backs, a running back, and they kind of toss it back. Kind of an old-school offensive look.
2nd down and 9 coming up as we hit the 4-minute mark.
Well, you got 2 teams that run the ball and churn clock. This game may be over soon. And
we can go shopping after this game.
Of course, I said that. I may just jinxed it. Your mom's going to be mad at
me. You're going to get a text from my mother now. 2nd down and 9. Turner fakes the toss, turns around, tries to go to the right side. He's buried. Right at the line of scrimmage, 3rd down and 9 coming up. And another big 3rd down for S&S. They were 50% on the season coming in.
Once again.
I take that back. They were 20% on 3rd down conversions coming in, and they were successful earlier.
That's a big difference.
That's a very big difference.
So you see them pass the ball. They were successful that last one you said, and that was about 3rd, 6, 3rd, 7. This is 3rd and 9. Of course, you're on Howe side of the field, so this may be they may be going for a 4th down if they get a good gain here.
Turner backs up in shotgun, rolling out near side, wanting to throw, looking down the field, no pressure, fires it, caught Corville, 33-yard line, and run out of bounds at the 25-yard line, and a late flag comes in. In the area of Colton Little, but that's not going to be a good situation for Howe if that's a 15-yarder. The officials are going to talk about it. Let's check down with our Night Furniture sideline reporter, Caroline.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
I can. That false start you were talking about earlier, Coach caught it too. And it's
Uh-oh. Yeah,
it's a foul is called against the Bulldogs.
It's a fun game. Always a fun night.
Always a fun night. Yeah, we'll probably have to move channels again.
Bulldog 12-yard line.
That channel seemed to work last time, but I don't know what it is.
That was a big 3rd down conversion, and then you tack it on the 15 yards, and they're inside the red zone now, S&S.
Ball at the 10-yard line. This is a quick pass across the middle, almost intercepted by Bo Stevens. In and out of his hands. And a player is down for Howe at about the 26-yard line. And that could be Charlie Vera. Ricky Ake is going to go out and check on him, but Vera face down right now. Now rolls over on his back.
I didn't see what happened to him. He was right in the face of Turner when he was trying to get rid of that. And I don't know where Braden Turner was throwing. There's a lot of traffic there. And almost got picked off.
We'll check and see if we can move signals with Caroline. While I tell you what, we're going to take a quick timeout, an injury timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
You might know that State Farm agent Corey Hernandez has great service. Corey is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates too? That's right. State Farm agent Corey Hernandez is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Corey will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit insurancequotetexoma.com.
Caroline, go to 1511.
When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm attorney Micah Belden. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization.
Welcome back. Injury timeout over. 2:43 on the clock. We'll get back to you, Micah Belden. Here's a fake toss and a reverse coming to the far side and sniffed out by Bo Stevens, who stayed at home and read it perfectly. That's a loss back to the 17-yard line.
And it was good thought. Landon Lewis came around that fake. But yeah, Stevens stayed right there. He was not fooled at all. And if he wouldn't have got it, there were two other Bulldog black jerseys right there to bring him down. And this brings them back third down and real behind the sticks. They're third and maybe
3rd and 15. We'll check with Caroline here in a moment. Two receivers near side as Turner will drop back in shotgun. Straight drop, setting up the screen in the middle. He's hit immediately by Gage Carr, going nowhere. And finally, the Bulldogs hold on a 3rd down. And we'll see what the S&S elects to do here on a 4th and 10 at about the 12-yard line. Caroline, is that where we're at, the 12?
Making the tackle for the Bulldogs.
Yes, sir.
Brings up 4th
Looks like
down.
they're bringing in the field goal unit.
Justin Petty received the pass.
This will be, what,
He's a 4th down.
30-yard field goal?
It will be a 30-yard field goal attempt from the right hash. Zane Dollar.
Zane Dollar, at the kick.
And the holder, Landon Lewis. And play stops before we get underway.
Timeout on the field.
Timeout? No.
Timeout.
Timeout has been called. We'll take one, too. Get back to Micah Belden. We'll be right back.
I'm attorney Micah Belden. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You'll find out that I'm rough.
Caroline,
tough,
test your mic,
I can't get
please.
enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
Test now.
Testing.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities.
Zane Dollar on for the 30-yard field goal attempt. It's on the tee. The kick is long enough. Looks good, and it is. S&S on the board for the first time tonight. They draw first blood at Bulldog Stadium, where they've only won twice since the LBJ administration. 3-0 S&S.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member
Caroline,
control,
can you tell the
members'
Honorable
economic
Paul Wood
participation,
that we need full
autonomy
60s?
and independence, education,
Please.
training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs. No one wants to talk about losing a loved one. The grief that is put on your family is troublesome. Scoggins Funeral Home strives to make that most difficult time the easiest. We want your loved one to be sent off in the best way possible, with your wishes at heart. Call us at 903-482-5225 or visit our website at scogginsfuneralhome.com.
903-482-5225. Our location on Van Alstyne Parkway makes everything close for your needs. 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home.
Welcome back. And this is going to be a kick return by Knox Bounds, who brings it from left to right to the 45-yard line. A good return. And Howe near midfield to start this possession.
There is a flag.
Of course there's a flag.
Of course.
So your hit, roof, and exterior scoring drive recap.
Looks like we do have
8 plays, 42 yards for S&S. And it took 4 minutes and 44 seconds off the clock. And it was a 30-yard field goal by Zane Dollar. And they have a 3-0 lead here early on. Howe has a 26-10 overall record against S&S that dates back to 1961, the very first game. It's a face mask against S&S, so Howe will have even better field position than they once imagined at the 45. They'll move it across midfield at the 40-yard line.
Well, this drive, I think Howe needs to instill their will here with the running game and really get a good push up front and just kind of set the tone.
At the Rams' 39-yard line.
They did a good job in that first possession, but things kind of fizzled out.
Seth Goolsby into the game now for Howe at right tackle. So it's Vasquez, Skittles and Riddles, Large Marge, and Seth Goolsby left to right. Flag down, and Bounds will have a great run up the middle for about 5 yards, but we'll have to check and see what the flag's about. It's going to be against S&S, it appears.
38-yard line.
1 minute mark at Bulldog Stadium. S&S leads 3-0. Not very many times here has S&S drew first blood. That's what I'm looking for. 3-0.
Offsides against S&S. You see Charlie Vera is on the sidelines here. He's trying to kind of push off that leg. I don't want to speculate, but it's a lower leg injury or ankle maybe. Trying to see if he can get himself back in the game.
Howe will take the penalty. It'll be first down and 5 from the 34-yard line.
Yeah, guys, Ricky taped Charlie's from ankle to knee, and he's trying to take some sprints, and hopefully he'll get back in the game.
Perfect. Boy, that sounded good, too. First and 5. Sounded good all the way around with that news.
I think they're trying to get the clock going here.
Under a minute left in the first. First and 5 for Howe on the S&S side of the field. Moving left to right. Handoff Ulmer. Bouncing it out left side. Escapes a shoestring tackle, still going forward. He'll gain 3, close to the 30 to the 31-yard line.
Ulmer is just running with authority tonight.
You know, that young man runs with authority just about every night. It just matters how many times he gets a chance.
True. He doesn't get a lot. He's more of a receiver, but, you know, has shown he can run the ball. But he seems to be running just tougher tonight. I don't know. Not that he doesn't run tough. It just seems different tonight.
He's getting more opportunities to run the ball.
True.
Last play of the first quarter will be a handoff to Knox Bounds up the middle, breaking a tackle, finally brought down
Number 5, Knox Bounds
by Corville, but not after a first down run. And that's the end of the first quarter. S&S on top, 3-0 at Bulldog Stadium. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Mainline break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs.
At Independent Financial, supporting our community is at the heart of what we do, which is why we are pleased to support the Howe Bulldogs. Investing in others and helping our neighbors thrive is what we do, and our friendly, knowledgeable banking team is rooting for you in your financial success. Whether you're saving for college, planning for your family's future, or working to grow your business, we'd love to help you accomplish your goals. Come see us at our location on South Denny or visit us at ifinancial.com. Go Bulldogs. We're cheering for a winning season. Member FDIC.
Welcome back, Bulldog Stadium, 3-0 SNS on top of Howe. But the Howe Bulldogs are driving and looking for first points tonight. We enter the second quarter, Justin White, and I would say Howe looked really good on offense, but couldn't push it across that last first down they needed. It was the penalties that kept them from really getting points in that first drive.
It really was, but the second drive, I'm starting to see them kind of get some going bounds, and Ulmer with a nice 1-2 punch. They're getting 5-6 yards a clip.
Ball at the 23-yard line, and Murphy's going to keep it around the left side. Got the 20, got the 15, flag down, and so is Murphy at the 10-yard line.
Murphy, quarterback.
But we'll have to check the flag, and large Marge may be called for the hold, it appears. I think he's going for the pancake. He loves the pancakes, and that one he might have got called on him, and I think he did. That'll come back. So instead of Howe having it at the 10, they'll back this one up from the line of scrimmage 10 yards.
So the penalties have kind of been the Achilles heel so far for Howe. Other than that, they're moving the ball pretty.
They've been their own worst enemy.
They really have.
We saw that last week too in the third and fourth quarter.
Yeah, they're going to have to clean that up a little bit. Thornton will go wide right with Garrett Rogers along with him, just inside his hip as a slot, and now Bo Stevens will move as a tight end to the left side. Bounds to the left side of Murphy. He will get the carry. A pretty big hole out there, but he can't escape several SNS Rams that bring him down after a 2-yard gain. Knocks bounds, helmet comes off.
Carries for the Bulldogs. Short
and you see that this SNS defense, they're flying to the ball, and it seems like this. You let them hang around long enough. I mean, just all you do is building up more and more confidence. And they kind of saw that a little bit last week with Tioga. Had them down 28-6 at one point in the third quarter, and then just kind of slowly but surely started letting them back, and the momentum started building, and they ended up tying that game up.
Second down and 20 for the Bulldogs. Caden Dunn into the game as Bounds had to check out with the helmet. 3 receivers come near side. Murphy's going to roll out that way. Looking to throw initially. Now he throws it on the run. Wide open. Jeremiah Thornton can't bring it in at the end zone. It goes in and out of his hands. It might have been maybe over his head a little bit, but he had both hands on it. He'll be the first to tell you he should have caught that.
I didn't know that Murphy was going to throw that ball at first. He kind of rolled to his left. He got a good block from Dunn. And then all of a sudden he threw it to Thornton, who got behind the secondary. And Thornton just kind of backpedaling and just couldn't handle it. And it was probably a little bit overthrown, though. You're right.
He did pull it quickly. It was almost like a pickoff throw.
Yeah.
It almost reminded me of something like Patrick Mahomes would do.
Third down and 20. 10:51 on the clock. And now a false start against Bo Stevens. He was moving a little bit early, and Braden Ulmer not happy. Shows his frustration.
Well, Coach Bryant's another one who's not happy. He took his headphones off on that one. Took his headset off.
Against the Bulldogs.
Howe is beating themselves. Ball at the 37-yard line now. It's third down and 25. You're going to have to go almost to the cranes at TI to pick up this first down. Murphy rolling near side to the left, fires it down the field, in and out of the hands of Bo Stevens, and now a flag comes down.
Pass is incomplete, but
that apparently is going to be an pass interference against the defender there for SNS, which I believe was Zuniga.
Yeah. Kind of the same thing we saw when he rolled to his left and looked like he was going to throw it, and quickly, or run it, and then quickly threw the ball across the middle to Stevens, and Zuniga was right there in coverage. I don't think he really had to. Stevens may have caught that. It was pretty much on target, but Zuniga bumped him just a little bit before the ball got there.
That may bail out Howe here.
But they're still talking about it. It's not doesn't seem to be an open and shut case yet. From up here it did.
Hey, we've got an attorney as a sponsor.
I will.
Uh-oh.
She's way down there to the 10. Caroline, I think you're going to have to stay between the 30s.
They're calling the pass interference against SNS, so it is going to bail them out. Well, what a gift.
Wow. Fresh set of downs for Howe.
Marked off against S&S.
They'll spot that ball at the 25-yard line. Huge, huge PI against S&S. Yeah, Caroline, if we're going to hear you, you're going to have to be around the 30 or in, I believe.
Yeah, you were probably a 3rd and 25, and you get a PI out of that.
Murphy in the gun. H-back is Ulmer. Knox bounds back in the game to the left side. He gets the carry here. Right up the middle, surging forward to the 20, to the 19-yard line.
5, Knox bounds.
6-yard gain for Bounds as he always moves forward.
5 or 6 on the play.
Always follow forward. Got a good block from
Justin
Ulmer.
Petty
Came
on
from the
the top.
H-back. Blocked to the left side while Stevens was in as an extra blocker at the tight end. And everybody got a hat on somebody, and Bounds, as you said, falls forward. Gets a 5-yard gain on that one, and did a good job running the ball tonight.
2nd down and 4 for Howe, moving right to left at the S&S 19-yard line. High snap, handoff, Bounds, left side, shoestring tackled by Corville
Knox bounds.
to the 15-yard line. If it weren't for the sophomore
first down yardage,
defensive end right there, Bounds would have went to the house. Ball at the 14.
Will Ingram got a good block, sealed his man to pave a way to build a hole there for Bounds to run through.
9:47 on the second quarter clock. Ball at the S&S 14. Howe walks to the line of scrimmage. Thornton and Rogers right side. Offset eye for Howe. Murphy in the gun. Turns, hands, BU looking right side. It's got the 10, got the 5. It's touchdown time in Texas. 14 yards for BU. Braden Ulmer sticks it in the end zone, and Howe is on the board 6-3, awaiting the PAT with 9:27 left to go in quarter number 2.
I said Ulmer in that offset eye gets it. And he just runs downhill, cut back. Made a cut back at one point, and nobody's really trying to arm tackle him. You're not going to, the way he's been running tonight, you're not going to be able to arm tackle Braden Ulmer. And Ulmer with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season.
Johnny Garcia's PAT is true. And Howe has a 7-3 lead with 9:27 left to go in the second. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Real estate is the key to building long-term wealth. Hi, I'm Dana Thornhill, a local Keller Williams realtor. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, I can help you. Call the Llama Realty Group. Call 903-821-6890 and ask us about our complimentary services. Opportunities in North Texas are growing quickly, and the Llama Realty Group can help you with all your real estate needs. Just like here at the stadium, execution is the name of the game. The Llama Realty Group gets the job done. Call 903-821-6890 today. Each Keller Williams office is independently owned and operated.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at MrRedInsurance.com.
7-3, Howe in the lead for the first time tonight. 9:27 left to go in the second. Your hit, roof, and exterior scoring drive recap. 9 plays, 40 yards for the Howe Bulldogs. And it was a 14-yard touchdown by Braden Ulmer that got Howe on the board as he cut through the right side of the offensive lineman right behind Large Marge. Your Tech Wave kickoff is in the air. A low line drive kick going to go into the end zone. I was thinking right there, that might have been a great time for an onside kick.
I agree. You move the ball down the field, they come right back at it and maybe catching them napping. But instead they kick it to the back of the end zone and start on the 25.
S&S will turn it around and go left to right for the first time tonight.
There's not another flag, is there?
I don't believe so.
Okay, all right. I don't see one.
Jake Roberts, your thought on this game so far?
I think it's gone really fast, but I think Howe got off to a slow start, and so after that touchdown, hopefully the defense will pick up the momentum that the offense left them.
Two receivers left for S&S. 2 men in the backfield. Turner goes under center. He's going to hand off to the first man through, and Ethan Mayo is there. Gage Carr is there. It'll be a 3-yard gain for S&S up to the 27-yard line.
This offense for S&S, they only come in averaging about 12, almost 13 points a game, so not a lot of points they score. I'm still trying to figure out this run offense, trying to find their identity and trying to build some confidence here. They did a good job on that first drive, but I feel like the Howe defense started to settle in.
Zuniga goes split out wide to the left. Turner looks that way. Right in his face is Bo Stevens. It's a sack.
Turner, sack on the play.
Well, he rolled out after that play action, looked downfield, and all he saw was a black jersey with number 9 right in his grill, and brought down Turner in the backfield for a big loss.
10-yard loss brings up 3rd down and a long way to go.
He had no time to throw that ball when he got ready to look downfield.
About 17.
Guys, an update on Charlie Vera. He now has ice on his ankle, so getting back in the game is questionable at this point.
S&S come to the line of scrimmage. Thank you. Our Night Furniture sideline reporter, Caroline Slauson, sometimes referred to as Carl. Timeout on the field. We will take 1-2. We'll be back in hopefully 60 seconds.
Got hail? Get hit. Help your home and your community at the same time. Hit Roof and Exteriors has been on the job locally since 2012. Hail damage, wind damage, roof leaks, exterior paint and siding, replace it or repair it, we've got you covered. Hit Roof and Exteriors has been building solid roofs all across North Texas for over 11 years. We will work with your insurance company or your budget to get your home happy again. For a free estimate or inspection, call 972-977-1523. Hit Roof and Exteriors. Got hail? Get hit.
Hi, this is Nino Foles.
And I'm Tyler Grisham. We're the only Bulldogs that ever rushed for over 3,000 yards.
Well, I could have had 5,000 in that slot T that y'all did.
I'd had 6,000 if I were 6'8", 220.
Hey now, both you guys were amazing. Let's just leave it at that.
All I know is that I bet we can agree that Sonic of Howe has great food and big smiles.
Well, it's not just good. It's Sonic good. Hey, Monty, how many yards did you have?
Wow.
Grish, let's go get a Sonic Blast and let me tell you how we beat Pilot Point.
You didn't go 3 rounds though, huh?
Jeez, guys.
Ball at the 17-yard line. Left to right goes S&S, facing a 3rd down and 17. Man in motion from left to right. Turner throws, quick pass out, left side, brought down hard at the 21-yard line. It'll be 4th down and about 13 for S&S.
Quick pass to Daniel Hernandez on the left side, trying to get something just to make up a little bit of ground. But good job by the Bulldog defense to bring a minimal gain, and a 3 and out is exactly what this Howe defense needed, that Howe team needed.
Dollar goes back to punt this one away. He'll stand at about the 11-yard line. 7:28 on the clock in the second. He'll move back to the 10. Feet together with red shoes, low snap, a low wobbly kick right at midfield. Will go out of bounds on the far side. And Howe will start what appears to be at the 48-yard line on the Howe side of the field, just near midfield.
Bulldogs take over. 1st and 10.
Quick game, fellas.
I know. This
and
thing,
girls.
Neither team throws the ball much. We've had the penalties that have kind of slowed us down, especially on Howe's side of the ball.
How do you like the new influx of Braden Ulmer on offense?
I like that. I like it. He's getting a lot more opportunities, a lot more touches, as you said.
It's a new weapon. It's a new opportunity for the big play.
Mm-hmm. And he's taking advantage of it, huge advantage of it.
He's the H-back right here, though, with 2 receivers near side and knocks bounds to the right side of Murphy on 1st and 10. 7-3 S&S trailing Howe. Right to left goes the men in black. Handoff. Knocks bounds through the middle. Knifing, and the ball's on the turf. S&S may have this. And they say they do at the 48-yard line. The ball was stripped out away from Knox bounds, and he's not happy with himself.
Yeah.
Slaps himself on the head and yanks his mouthpiece out. Coach Bryan talks to him, calms him down a little bit.
Ball goes over.
But Howe's going to have to secure the football in order to do what they want to do this season. And that's been somewhat of a problem.
Yeah, it started at the first game of the season with about 7-8 turnovers. Howe's got to do a better job of take care of the ball. The young sophomore has done well this year in knocked bounds, but has to do a better job of securing the football.
Everybody bunched together on the offense for S&S. It's going to be a toss to the right side. Corville trying to escape a tackle and finally brought down pretty hard. Colton Little was there, but I believe it was Tank Turner who did most of the damage on that play. No gain for S&S. Second down and 10 coming up.
Ethan Mayo was kind of in the mix as well. They tried to go to the outside, had a couple of guards pulling. The Bulldogs did a good job of not letting them get leverage, kind of getting penetration in the backfield and get them basically able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Ball at the 49-yard line. A yard shy of midfield. S&S headed south. Here's a toss, left side, and maybe 2, maybe 3. On the carry is Justin Petty. He came into the game with 27 carries for 61 yards and a touchdown. Give him about maybe even 4 there. Ball rests at the 47 of Howe.
And they don't. If I'm looking correctly, like a lot of teams have a playbook on their wrist. They don't have any kind of wristband. They go to the sidelines, get the call, bring the call into the huddle.
It's 1991.
It really is.
Toss near side. Corville trying to knife his way through. Howe did a great job of bringing him down on 3rd and 6, which will bring up a 4th down on the Howe side of the field. And an interesting call coming up for S&S and their head coach, Jeff Hill. Hill is 1-12 so far on his head coaching record, but he really inherited an S&S team last year that a lot of head coaches would struggle with. And he's trying to turn this program around, and you see all the sophomores that are on the field tonight. 4th down and 5, they're going to go for it. S&S from the Howe 46-yard line. Running right side. No, I kept it around the left side. This is a tackle around.
Is that like a fumblerooski?
I think it was a fumblerooski. On the carry was the left guard, Eli Rich.
I saw Cook coming around the right side. I said, he doesn't have the ball. And then I saw all of a sudden Rich rumbling on the left side and got the first down and then some. That's kind of fun to see, even though it's for S&S, but
that's a 14-yard carry for the left guard.
That's a lineman.
How often do you say that?
A lineman's dream.
And he was happy about it.
He was.
Biscuits for everybody. 1st and 10, left to right. Turner goes under center. Barking sends a man in motion. He wants to throw. Straight down the field. Ball's lofted up. Could be picked off. And it is flagged down, however. 2 flags down. And Howe at the 20-yard line after the pick by the Murph, I believe. Was that the Murph? Or no, that was Eli Stoner. Again. Stoner had 2 picks last week. And another one there, but check the flag.
Eligible man downfield.
So you'll decline that one.
Decline that one. Howe football, Howe defense with a turnover. An ill-advised throw by Turner.
He lofted it.
I mean, he threw up. I mean, it was just a dead duck. Just on a pop fly. Just had Stoner. Just had to call for it, basically.
It seems like week after week we call interception Stoner. Again, 2 last week. One that goes in the stat book. The other one was on a 2-point conversion. It doesn't officially count, but he picked it off twice.
Yes, absolutely.
4:10 on the clock before the half. We have a great Baker Air Conditioning and Heating halftime show. Michaela Komorowski, the Lady Bulldogs spotlight. 7-3, Howe in the lead. Murphy in the gun, bounds to his left. A receiver either side, handoff bounds, getting the ball right back in his hand. And there he goes around the right side. First down run, and out of bounds on the far sideline after he hit the 30. And they'll mark it at the 32, I think is where they're going to spot it.
I'll guarantee you Knox Bounds wants to redeem himself. He got that ball, and you could tell he's got just a little extra pep in his step on that one. It gets around that corner and just barely steps out of bounds on that far S&S sideline. He gets a first down out of it. And if you're Howe, you would love to take off the next 4 minutes of this and leave S&S no time going to the locker room.
Pistol look, and this will be Bounds again. He's met at the line of scrimmage this time, nowhere to go. And second down and 10 coming up for the Howe Bulldogs. Clock runs as you wanted at 3:50, but Howe's got to get yardage here. They do gain 1, but that's not what you need up to the 32-yard line, and it's second down and 9.
Well, if you need it, you got 3 timeouts too, I guess, if you need it.
3 receivers near side. Bounds and Murphy together, 5 yards away from the ball. This will be a handoff to Bounds again. Over right guard behind large Marge. Good for 5 or 6 to the 36.
Bounds once again carrying.
Seen a big dosage of Ulmer and Bounds. Haven't seen much of Murphy. He's had a couple of runs, but I almost have to ask Braswell how many runs that Colin Murphy has had tonight.
Yeah, he has not had the workload that he had a week ago for sure.
And that may be by design or just him being the defense.
But let's keep in mind his workload really came in the second half a week ago.
True.
And in overtime.
Had 25 carries last week.
Most of them were after halftime. 2:45 on the clock as it runs. And they're letting it roll down. 7 on the play clock, now 5, 4, 3, 2. They're going to take a timeout. We are 7-3. Howe in the lead with 2:34 left to go before the half. We'll be right back.
This is Roger Tidwell, the PA dude here at Bulldog Stadium. The radio guys and I always fight over how hot and cold it is up here in the press box. But if the AC ever quit working, not only would Walker finally shut his trap, he would call Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in Howe for over 50 years. They've been in business that long because they're just good people. Call 903-532-6255. That's 903-532-6255. Shut up, Monty.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
Ball at the 36-yard line as the teams come back out on the field. Howe traveling right to left towards the concession stand, but are back at their own 36-yard line. 3rd down and 5 coming up. As now we see the power eye look with Braden Ulmer dotting the I right behind Murphy, and he gets the carry. No. Yes, he does. He's going to be stuffed, however, after 2 yards to the 38-yard line.
Braden Ulmer.
So this will be
for the Bulldogs.
You got to punt the ball here,
Leaves a 4th
right?
For the Bulldogs.
Yeah, you would think so.
Ball on your own 38, 4th and 3. Time is ticking away.
They're not showing or indicating that they are going to go punt it. They're going to go for it.
They're going to have. I guess they have faith in their defense, or they want to try to draw them off sides. That's maybe what it is.
From their own 38-yard line. 5 on the plate clock. And S&S did go over the line, but the ball wasn't snapped. So another timeout's been called, and now you would imagine Howe's going to punt it. We'll be back after this timeout.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
I hate to bring this up, but that's where you miss last year's center. If that young man goes across the line like he did, the ball would have been snapped.
Yes.
And that would have been a 5-yard penalty and an easy first down for Howe. But Johnny Garcia back to punt for the first time this year. He'll stand at his own 26-yard line. Got to get it away. Barely got it away. A high, wobbly kick. Going to bounce at the 35-yard line and take a left bounce out of bounds. And they'll spot it at the 31.
Boy, that was a close
goes out of bounds.
Close one there by Garcia to barely get that away.
So how S&S rather will have it from their own 31 with a minute 36 to try to do something with it.
And they got one timeout in their back pocket.
Both teams with one. And they're probably going to try to hit a big play here at some point.
First and 10, 31-yard line.
I don't know if you can get away with Boomerooski again. Can you?
Twice in one quarter?
Can you? First and 10. Turner goes under center. Handoff. Near side. It's going to be wrapped up by Howe, but he does surge forward to the 33-yard line. Getting off the pile is Dylan Patterson. It'll be 2nd down and 8 as the clock rolls at 1:20.
Well, just from that, it almost looks like S&S is
going to
number 11,
Ethan Mayo, is making the stop.
Play the clock and just play the safe game and just try to bleed the rest of this clock out.
Yeah,
unless they take one shot downfield, maybe.
They're not in a hurry. Come to the line of scrimmage on 2nd down and 8. Under a minute left. S&S from their own 33 toss Corville to the left side, and this is just a toss sweeps, really. It's a toss sweep university. It's very. This is a very 1987 to 99 Denison Yellow Jacket offense.
I was going to say, I was going East Texas. It reminds me like John Tyler used to do that. John Tyler Lions used to bunch up and pitch it back in the backfield and use their athletes to.
Denison used to run the power eye too tight.
Yeah.
And they would toss left, toss right. 3rd down and about 7, and bouncing it out is Corville. He's got a long way to run. He's got a first down run. Finally brought down by Patterson near midfield at the 46-yard line. They'll spot it at the 45. A good run there by S&S, but the chains will stop the clock momentarily, and now the clock will run out, and that is the end of the first half. Really not what we anticipated. 7-3, Howe in the lead. We're going to take a timeout here and head to the Baker Air Conditioning halftime show. Justin, let's talk for a moment, though. This Howe Bulldog team, you can tell is the better team here tonight, but the penalties and the turnovers have got to stop.
Yeah, definitely the penalties are shooting themselves in the foot, and they got to take advantage of the turnovers they're paying. They've gotten 2 turnovers tonight, I believe, or at least one from the interception, not being able to capitalize on it. So they got to take advantage of those if they're going to be a good team moving forward. You take advantage of the mistakes for the team.
We have a great halftime show coming up. The Baker Air Conditioning and Heating halftime show starts now.
This is Roger Tidwell, the PA dude here at Bulldog Stadium. The radio guys and I always fight over how hot and cold it is up here in the press box. But if the AC ever quit working, not only would Walker finally shut his trap, he would call Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in Howe for over 50 years. They've been in business that long because they're just good people. Call 903-532-6255. That's 903-532-6255. Shut up, Monty.
You might know that State Farm agent Corey Hernandez has great service. Corey is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates too? That's right. State Farm agent Corey Hernandez is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Corey will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit insurancequotetexoma.com. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
You're listening to the Baker Air Conditioning and Heating Halftime Show. Today's Bandsman of the Week is brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, a firefighter family-owned business. Call them at 903-819-9183. Now let's join Monty Walker with this week's Bandsman of the Week.
This week's Bandsman of the Week is sophomore Felix Vasquez. Now, being a sophomore trombone player, when did you start playing the trombone?
I played back in 5th grade. The first semester of 5th grade, we were trying out instruments, but the second semester is when we picked it, and that's when I chose the trombone.
Now, you play a solo in this year's performance. Do you get nervous out there?
Yeah, no. I always get a little bit shaky. I'll go up, but once I start playing, all the nerves go away.
Last year as a freshman, you were voted Rookie of the Year. How rewarding was that for you?
No, it was pretty rewarding because, it's a big accomplishment because that means, the other people in the band saw you as someone who was doing good. So I thought it was pretty cool.
Have you always gone to school here in Howe?
No. I moved here in the 3rd grade, and before that I went down in the small town near Corpus is when I went to school.
Now, you're cousins with Luciano Vasquez on the football team. Are y'all close?
Relatively. We act more close when it's just family stuff, but at school, not as much.
Miss Liz says you're quiet in nature, but are starting to get more vocal. Said you yelled the other day in relaying a message. Are you getting more comfortable?
Yeah, no. Definitely, because I have friends that are allowing me to grow more and become more outgoing, which they've really helped me.
So you may be quiet vocally at times, but Miss Liz says you play very loudly. How does that work? Being quiet somewhat in nature, but when you get that thing in your hand, it's how does that work?
Well, I like to show off a bit. So when I play this, I just use the opportunity to show off my skills.
Miss Liz says she's extremely proud of how you're growing and maturing as a person and as a leader, and that you're an excellent lead by example kind of person. That's got to make you feel nice, right?
Yeah, no, it does, because I always try to be the best I can and to show other people, and that means a lot.
Tell us about this year's performance.
I think it's pretty cool. At first, I was kind of iffy about it. I thought other shows that we had were better, but as we started playing and marching, I think it's getting I'm really enjoying it. I think it's getting really pretty good.
Is this a band that can go to the place that you don't talk about?
I think so. As long as we continue to put in the work and strive to improve on the little things, I feel like we definitely can.
That's your Bandsman of the Week, sophomore Felix Vasquez.
Today's Bandsman of the Week is brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, a firefighter family-owned business. Call them at 903-819-9183. You're listening to the Baker Air Conditioning and Heating Halftime Show.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
This is Roger Tidwell, the PA dude here at Bulldog Stadium. The radio guys and I always fight over how hot and cold it is up here in the press box. But if the AC ever quit working, not only would Walker finally shut his trap, he would call Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in Howe for over 50 years. They've been in business that long because they're just good people. Call 903-532-6255. That's 903-532-6255. Shut up, Monty!
Real estate is the key to building long-term wealth. Hi, I'm Dana Thornhill, a local Keller Williams realtor. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, I can help you. Call the Llama Realty Group. Call 903-821-6890 and ask us about our complimentary services. Opportunities in North Texas are growing quickly, and the Llama Realty Group can help you with all your real estate needs. Just like here at the stadium, execution is the name of the game. The Llama Realty Group gets the job done. Call 903-821-6890 today. Each Keller Williams office is independently owned and operated.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
You're listening to the Baker Air Conditioning and Heating Halftime Show. Let's join Monty Walker with the Lady Bulldog Spotlight.
This week's Lady Bulldog Spotlight is Michaela Komarouse. Did you always go to school in Howe?
I went kindergarten to first grade, then went to Frisco until fourth grade, and then came back. And now I've been here since fourth grade.
So what's better, Howe or Frisco?
Howe, for sure.
Favorite teacher of all time?
I'm going to say Miss Snell I think Miss Snell. I don't know. I loved her class so much. She made it so fun and memorable.
You know, she's a very, very popular answer with that question. Favorite coach?
I'm going to say Coach Anderson. She's taught me so much throughout, everything that I do and pushing us to our limits and just making us better athletes.
Now, your dad played ball here. I think he was a quarterback here for the Bulldogs. Any cool stories at all?
He talks about it a little bit, but not any, cool stories or anything, so I don't really know anything.
So he doesn't brag about his good old glory days or anything?
Not really.
All right. Let's see. Favorite teacher currently at Howe High School?
I'm going to say Tipton right now.
And why Tipton?
His class is so fun. It's just an easy class. You get to do whatever, work on projects.
So what else do you participate in at Howe High School?
I'm in cheer, volleyball, and then softball.
Let's talk about this year's volleyball team. I'll give you a chance to kind of brag on. There's been some improvement with this team. Talk about that.
Well, we got our first district win in 2 years against Leonard, which was very exciting, and I think we have a good shot of making playoffs. I'm really excited for this season.
What's your role on the team?
I kind of switch out. I mean, I can switch out between the setters and then back row and then on the bench cheering on my team. It's just really fun.
Talk about your head coach, Sam Switzler.
I love her. I like her. She's a big role model on the team. She's taught us so much, and we've learned so much from her, and I think she's been a big impact on how much we've improved over the season.
Also a cheerleader. We talked about that. How much time goes into that? And is there an overlap with volleyball? Talk about the time commitment and how do you juggle that?
It's definitely time-consuming with volleyball and cheer, especially being co-captain. I have to be there for everything. So practices do overlap sometimes, but nothing too major or anything. It's pretty easy to juggle.
So talk about, wait a minute. First, before we talk about homecoming, has BU asked you to homecoming yet?
Yes, he has.
And how did that happen?
After the Tom Bean game, he asked me with a box, and it said, "Will you tackle homecoming with me with a football?" It was super cute.
So it was an immediate yes.
Yes.
Well, you two have been kind of dating for a while, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, the homecoming, can he dance?
No.
Well, he dances pretty well on the field, I guess. So that is Lady Bulldogs' Michaela Komorowski, our spotlight of the week.
You're listening to the Baker Air Conditioning and Heating Halftime Show.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at MrRedInsurance.com.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
No one wants to talk about losing a loved one. The grief that is put on your family is troublesome. Scoggins Funeral Home strives to make that most difficult time the easiest. We want your loved one to be sent off in the best way possible, with your wishes at heart. Call us at 903-482-5225 or visit our website at scogginsfuneralhome.com. 903-482-5225. Our location on Van Alstyne Parkway makes everything close for your needs. 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral.
This is Roger Tidwell, the PA dude here at Bulldog Stadium. The radio guys and I always fight over how hot and cold it is up here in the press box. But if the AC ever quit working, not only would Walker finally shut his trap, he would call Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in Howe for over 50 years. They've been in business that long because they're just good people. Call 903-532-6255. That's 903-532-6255. Shut up, Monty.
You're listening to the Baker Air Conditioning and Heating Halftime Show. Now let's go back to the stadium with Caroline Slauson, Justin White, Jake Roberts, and Monty Walker.
Welcome back. We're going to roll through some highlights here to start the Baker Air Conditioning and continue with the Baker Air Conditioning and Halftime Show. Let's recap the first half for you. Not a lot of action in a 7-3 game. Howe wanted the football to start the game. They did so by taking it at their own 34-yard line. They did have a good drive, but stalled out after some penalties, and that's been the theme for Howe in this first half. The penalty bug has stopped their drives, and they turned it over on downs on the first drive. S&S's first drive started at their own 41-yard line. They drove 8 plays down to the 17-yard line and attempted a Zane Dollar 30-yard field goal attempt. It's on the tee. The kick is long enough. Looks good, and it is. S&S on the board for the first time tonight. They draw first blood at Bulldog Stadium. 8 plays, 42 yards for S&S. 3-0 was our initial score of this game, and it took place at the 1:16 mark in the first quarter. So not much action, a lot of running, and that's what you're going to see tonight. Howe took the ball at the 40 at their the S&S 40-yard line after a penalty. Drove 9 plays, 42 yards, and got in the end zone on a BU touchdown. Turns, hands, BU, looking right side. It's got the 10, got the 5. It's touchdown time in Texas. 14 yards for BU. And that's Braden Ulmer, and that gave Howe, after the Johnny Garcia PAT, a 7-3 lead with 9:27 remaining in quarter number 2. S&S's next possession started at the 25-yard line. They had to punt. Howe took it at their own 48-yard line. On the very first play of the possession, a disaster happened. Knocks bounds through the middle, knifing, and the ball's on the turf. S&S may have this. And they say they do at the 48-yard line. So they took it at the 48-yard line. They drove to the 32, 5 plays, And Eli Stoner came up with an interception. He wants to throw. Straight down the field. Ball's lofted up. Could be picked off. And it is flagged down, however. But Stoner was down with the football. The flag was against S&S. And Howe took it at their own 20. Drove to the 38. Penalties. They had to punt. And then back to S&S at their own 31-yard line. And that drive after 4 plays ended the first half. So not many drives, only 8 series in the first half. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back in 90 seconds.
Hernandez has great service. Corey is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates too? That's right. State Farm agent Corey Hernandez is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Corey will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit insurancequotetexoma.com. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm attorney Micah Belden. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
Welcome back to Bulldog Stadium. It is 7-3 here at homecoming. Howe winning against S&S. I have Jake Roberts here with me instead of Justin White. Jake, what you thinking?
Hey, I mean, it's been a fast-moving game, impressively fast, actually.
Yeah, a lot different from last week. But I do, your comment that you made about that, about Collins' pass to Bo, kind of like a Patrick Mahomes. It was like just a lob.
It's kind of like he just kind of ran and then he just threw it like instantly.
Yeah.
It just, there's no like time to wind up or anything. He just kind of tossed it.
It
was pretty accurate too.
Yeah. It would have been so good. It was so good. Okay, so we're gonna go over some scores around the area. If you have any already, you can go ahead. I'm just going to be looking.
Okay, games near us. Denton Broncos are getting killed by Frisco Emerson, 69-6.
Dang, I've never even heard of that high school. Gunner at home playing Gladewater. They're winning 42-0 at half.
Collinsville is up on Lindsay, 49-7. That's at the half.
Blue Ridge and White Wright tonight, 28-0. Blue Ridge on top of White Wright on the road. That's a halftime game.
Denton Braswell and Allen. It's Allen at 10 and Denton at 3. That's at halftime.
Leonard at Tom Bean tonight, winning on the road 26-0. We got just a few seconds left in the second quarter on that one.
And then McKinney Boyd is losing to McKinney 28-7. That's also at the half.
Callisbury playing at Bells tonight. Bells winning at half, 35-15. That might be a good little game to watch.
And then Leonard up 26-0 on Tom Bean.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? VA and Crum, VA winning. That's a low-scoring game, 13-7 at the half for them.
Did you say the Denison one?
No.
Okay. Denison is losing 40-0 to Lovejoy at the half.
Goodness. Melissa winning in their nice big new stadium, 42-7 against Terrell. That's all I got.
Same here.
All right, so we'll take a little break and then be back with some stats. It is 7-3 here at Bulldog Stadium.
No one wants to talk about losing a loved one. The grief that is put on your family is troublesome. Scoggins Funeral Home strives to make that most difficult time the easiest. We want your loved one to be sent off in the best way possible, with your wishes at heart. Call us at 903-482-5225 or visit our website at scogginsfuneralhome.com. 903-482-5225. Our location on Van Alstyne Parkway makes everything close for your needs. 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home.
Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Main line break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs.
At Independent Financial, supporting our community is at the heart of what we do, which is why we are pleased to support the Howe Bulldogs. Investing in others and helping our neighbors thrive is what we do, and our friendly, knowledgeable banking team is rooting for you in your financial success. Whether you're saving for college, planning for your family's future, or working to grow your business, we'd love to help you accomplish your goals. Come see us at our location on South Denny or visit us at ifinancial.com. Go Bulldogs! We're cheering for a winning season. Member FDIC.
Welcome back. I think we're ready for stats. So Mr. Braswell will step in here. And I'll tell you what, Mr. Braswell, I'll give you this headset if you want it. Or you got Justin's, okay? So welcome back to the Baker Air Conditioning and Heating halftime show. Stephen Braswell getting his IPID out. You know, one of the coaches, granted, he's a film coach, came through here and went upstairs to the deck. He had a Whataburger sack and a big Whataburger drink. And, of course, Roger Tidwell said, hey, if we can get you coaches on the field instead of at Whataburger, maybe it wouldn't be 7-3. Of course that came from Roger Tidwell.
Okay.
And I get the stare. I got more of the meanest preacher look. I hadn't had a preacher look like that since I was about 11. All right, Stephen Braswell, have at it.
Okay, so far, first half, Bulldogs, they have 17 rushes for 91 yards total. They've got one pass attempt, and that went for 3 yards. Okay. Better?
Yep.
Okay. The thing that's killed them so far, 6 penalties for 71 yards so far in the first half.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah, S&S on the other hand, they've got 14 rushes for 23 yards and 4 of 6 pass attempts for 37 yards so far. As far as our individual leaders go, for the Bulldogs, we got Bounds with 10 rushes for 47 yards, BU for 5 rushes for 38 yards, 1 TD.
Now introducing
and
the Howe
Colin
High
Murphy,
School varsity cheerleader.
2 rushes for 6 yards. And as I mentioned a while ago, there's 3 pass attempts, 1 completion for 3 yards.
So
Captain,
tell us again
President
how
Harold.
many pass attempts for S&S?
For
Co-captain
S&S
Michaela
has,
Komorowski.
they're 4 of 6 for 37 yards.
So coming into
Lieutenant
tonight's
Autumn
game,
Owen.
they had attempted 10 passes in 4 games, and they have 6
Hayden
tonight.
Atkins.
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
So
Zoe
rushing
Camacho.
for S&S so far, the total
Riley
they've got
Coffey.
Corville's got
Jaden Jones.
20 yards. Rich has 14 yards.
Addie Leakley.
That's the
Number
left
72.
guard.
Yeah.
Mackenzie McCullough.
He's the
Pat-
second leading rusher.
Yes. And 1 rush. Patty is
Zoe
1 for
Montgomery.
4. Lewis so far is 1 rush for -5 yards.
Cameron Robertson.
And Turner actually 3 for -10 yards.
Harley Shue. Reese Smith.
All right, we're here at the
Layla
half, 7-3, Howe on top.
Mascot Avi Acevedo.
I'm here
Managers,
with Stephen
Isley
Braswell.
Vasquez, Maya Garcia.
What do you
Coach,
take away from this game
Monica
so far?
Leon.
So far, I think Howe's killing themselves with the penalties.
Yeah, for sure.
They've had a couple of times where they should have been able to move the ball, and they just keep getting setbacks.
Yeah, it really does seem like that. And they've come out here and they've moved the ball well, but this game's moved so fast that all these penalties have caused them to not really have a chance. to put themselves into many positions to score at all. And then obviously the turnover doesn't help because with limited possessions like this, having a turnover isn't going to help you.
Hey, we're going to bring in Angie Liss here real quick, the band director. We have a little bit of time left, not very much, but we're going to bring her in here just for a second. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
So tell us about we only have a little bit of time, but tell us about the band. How's it doing?
Doing really well. Apparently tonight's a little humid on those ramps. Some girls were falling all over the place, but we'll get that fixed.
Yeah? So is this a band that can go to the place you never talk about?
If we get it together, yes, I believe so. But they're working hard, and we're going to work really hard, have a first contest next weekend, and we'll see.
Where is that?
It's over in Whitesboro.
And what's the time, and what can people expect?
No, we'll march twice. It's a prelims and finals thing, and it's everybody goes to finals. You just so we'll get 2 runs in next weekend. And
okay, next Saturday, not
tomorrow. Next Saturday.
So a bye week.
Yes.
Yeah, and then no fall break this year.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm very happy.
Are you happy about that? Okay. Hey, we better get back in here and let you get back to work. Thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
All right, we're going to take a really quick 30-second timeout. We're going to take a 30-second timeout. We'll be right back right after this.
Real estate is the key to building long-term wealth. Hi, I'm Dana Thornhill, a local Keller Williams realtor. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, I can help you. Call the Llama Realty Group. Call 903-821-6890 and ask us about our complimentary services. Opportunities in North Texas are growing quickly, and the Llama Realty Group can help you with all your real estate needs. Just like here at the stadium, execution is the name of the game. The Llama Realty Group gets the job done. Call 903-821-6890 today. Each Keller Williams office is independently owned and operated.
Well, it's not a Howe Bulldog game at Bulldog Stadium unless the train's going by, and it always happens at halftime, and generally while the band's playing, but not tonight. We are at the half, and we're coming out of the half, and here come the Bulldogs making their way out of the tunnel. Not an enthusiastic bunch at all as they kind of just jog through. Okay.
Not a good sign for the second half. I mean, gosh.
Boy, they're really not enthusiastic,
Unless Coach Brian just ripped into them, and they're just kind of.
Yeah.
Hey, Monty, we need to start the new tradition of waving at the train every time it comes by.
I think so. Everybody stand up and wave. Of course, nobody to wave at now. Just they don't even have the caboose anymore. It's just the carts. No one to wave at. There's the last cart finally goes by. It is heading to the north. That's a rare occasion here at Bulldog Stadium. The train normally travels north to south, but heading to the north this time. And so are the Bulldogs to start this second half. Johnny Garcia will tee it up at the 40 and will kick towards the concession stand, which is on the north side of Bulldog Stadium.
Garcia will kick off.
S&S will be moving conversely left to right.
Start the second half.
And I believe that's Turner with his feet near the goal line, anticipating the return. Is that right?
I believe so.
Garcia's kick is up in the air, headed towards Turner. He does catch it in the air, moving right up the middle of the field, and going to be finally brought down. It took several Bulldogs to do so. Colton Little was there to put the exclamation mark on that tackle. And S&S will start the second half moving left to right from their own 27-yard line.
Hey, Monty, that was actually Corville.
Oh, was it Corville? Okay.
Yeah, it was 13. I think I saw that at the end when he got up.
Well, we talk about the Mr. Magoo situation we have up here. For you young kids, that means I cannot see. Just underway in quarter number 3. Turner wants to throw, rolls out right on the run, out of bounds. Incomplete. He led his receiver just a little bit too far, which was Corville again. And we'll have second down and 10 coming up. Clock stops at 11:46 here in the third. Ball at the 28.
One of the few times we've seen S&S come out in the shotgun that time. Probably 95% of the first half. Their plays were probably more than that were under center.
7th pass attempt for S&S so far tonight. They came in with 10
on the season. 2nd down and 10 coming up. Under center here is Taylor, and he'll hand it off to the first man through. A quick hitter up the middle, and that is Petty on the carry.
Justin Petty on the carry.
3rd down and 6 coming up after a 4-yard gain to the 32-yard line.
Well, that quick run up the middle was like reminiscent of like Bells almost. There's slot T, just a quick run up the middle, get to the second level, and before you even know who has the ball.
It's definitely a power set.
Mm-hmm.
11:14 on the clock, 7-3, Howe in the lead. First drive of the second half. Turner under center will toss and then fake it, hand near side. Corville being slung down by BU. Finally, BU slings him out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
And good tackle by BU to just kind of sling. I mean, it wasn't a textbook anything, but hung on, slung him around a few times because he had a step on the defense and was heading for that first down marker, and instead he's going to be 2 yards shy, and it's going to be punt time for S&S.
Zane Dollar checking onto the field to punt this ball away. And he will back up inside the 25 to the 24. Or is that Turner? Again, check my eyes there, but I believe that's Turner.
I think that is Turner punting.
It's 4th and 2. Turner will punt it away. A wobbly kick, nearly a spiral, but no one to return for Howe. It bounces at the 25, rolls to the 20, nearly to the 15, killed at about the 16-yard line. So Howe will start deep in their own territory on their first drive of the second half with 10:49 on the clock.
Howe had nobody back there. I wondered if they were kind of expecting maybe the possible fake 4th and 2. S&S trying to get some kind of spark, but instead S&S goes and punts it, and Howe will start deep in their own territory.
Bo Stevens will be split out wide to the right, and Jeremiah Thornton split out wide near side. 2 men in the backfield straddling Murphy as he's in shotgun formation. Wants it, gets it, hands off. Braden Ulmer up the middle, squirting through, trying to find the corner and drugged down by the shirt tail at the 20-yard line. Nice little gain there. What looked like it might not be anything, and Ulmer made 5 out of it.
Just a draw up the middle, and another hard run by Ulmer. I noticed when he gets tackled, he's still pumping those legs until he finally is bringing him down. He just, I wonder if that's part of the message, was getting the ball to BU a little bit more in the second half.
We were talking during halftime off air that we think Ulmer should get the ball about 15 times a game. Handoff, and that's Bounds met at the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 5 coming up for Howe as Bounds was bottled up right there.
No gain on the play.
Well, Ingram got pushed back that time by a couple of white jerseys from S&S. I didn't see who it was, but Bounds ran, as soon as he got the ball, ran right in the back of Large Marge.
There's one player on the S&S roster that is 400 pounds. We're not seeing him on the field tonight, but 400. Is
that legit?
Well, it looks like it may be. Shotgun for Murphy. Bounds to his left. Rolling out near side. Looking to throw. Now he tucks it. Trying to find the corner. 3 white jerseys surround him, and a late hit out of bounds, and Howe's going to have a new set of downs. A costly penalty against S&S there will bring the ball up. It was going to be very close to a first down, and he may have had it without the penalty, but he'll certainly have it now.
Yeah. Murphy had a fight to get around that corner to get that first down. If he would have got it, it would have been by about a yard, but got hit out of bounds and then going to tack on the extra 15. And Howe will take it however they can get it.
It looks like they're going to get it at about the 40 on the left hash.
First down for the Bulldogs.
That's where they should get it, and that's where they will spot it. Right at the 40. Nose touching the stripe at the 40-yard line.
And this is going to come as like maybe a backhanded compliment or whatever. This S&S team has come in and they haven't won a game all season long. Howe expecting to come in to win. I wonder if Howe is just feeling like they're kind of playing down to the competition, if you will.
That happens. 9:23 on the clock. 2 receivers to either side. Murphy wants to throw. Quick pass out. Undershoots his receiver. Garrett Rogers. It falls incomplete on first down. It'll be second down and 10 with 9:17 on the clock.
Murphy, who's a decent passer, not a great passer, but decent, thrown from the left hash mark to the right side of the field, the right side over near the S&S sideline, and just almost at the feet of Rogers.
Yeah, there's no crown anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's a flat field, so you can't blame it on the crown.
Just had the strength to get over there.
My window over here, which I've wanted for years, has opened up some exposure to kids who want to wave all night, knock on the window. Here's a handoff to BU on what looks like a buck sweep, trying to find the edge, can't do it. Matter of fact, he might have lost a yard, back to the 39-yard line. They might give him forward progress back to the line of scrimmage, which was the 40, but it's third down and 10 at the 9-minute mark.
BU is to the left of Murphy, had Bounds at a full head of steam trying to lead block for him. But Ulmer, one of the few times he got stopped almost immediately as he got the ball. And it's third down and 10 now.
It looks like much of the high-dollar crowd may have left. The reserve section is half empty. Maybe they're just at the concession stand. There's a big crowd over there.
There is a big one.
Maybe that's it. Third and 10, 8:33 on the clock. And Murphy rolls out near side, looking down the field, throws it across his body. It's going to be caught by Bo Stevens for a first down at the 49-yard line.
First down, Bulldogs.
Man, what a third down conversion by Howe. Murphy rolling to his left, kind of looking downfield, and throws a little bit across his body. And almost an S&S player was right there to almost deflect it or intercept it.
It was the same play earlier in the game that drew the penalty, the PI that was so huge.
Yeah, and good job by Stevens to bring that in.
8-minute mark here at Bulldog Stadium. Bounds to the left of Murphy. Handoff, right side behind large Marge, good for 3.
Not bounds.
To the
Gain about 3 on the play.
47-yard line, maybe the 46, depending on the spot.
Bounds just a run up the middle. And Bounds had some decent runs. We haven't seen him break out like he did last week.
S&S, they may be young, a lot of sophomores on both sides of the ball, but they're somewhat large on at least the left side of the defensive line.
Yeah, they got some big bodies on this team.
3 down linemen for S&S. Second down and 7. Murphy rolling near side, wants to throw, flag down, multiple flags. Murphy escapes away to the 30, spins out of a tackle, down to the 20, to the 15, out of bounds, inside the 10 at the 8-yard line, but there's a lot of yellow hankies right at the line of scrimmage, and that's been the theme tonight.
Well, we may need a laundry sponsor with all the hankies we had thrown tonight. I mean, another flag. It looks like it's going to be in the area of holding as Murphy rolled to his left and then just tucked it and ran.
This one's coming back.
And I guess trying to keep a defender from hitting your quarterback, but I get it. But at the same time, you're costing a penalty and yardage, and it was 6 penalties for 71 yards in the first half, and go ahead and add on to that.
I'm going to take it back. No longer is Paul Wood honorable. The dishonorable Paul Wood, the referee. Just kidding, Paul. Now the ball will rest at the 44-yard line. Howe back in their own side of the field. Second down and a long way to go, about 17. Murphy wants it, gives it near side. Caden Dunn with a lot of speed, runs over a defender at midfield. A nice run as Dunn's showing off that really quick scat back feed.
And that's what you need right there. I think the nice little, as we call them, change of pace back. And he got that handoff and was just full speed ahead around that corner and gives them a little bit of yardage here to get back to the original line of scrimmage and see what Coach Graham has in his playbook for 3rd and 10 at at the S&S 49.
6:24 on the clock. And it spins. 3 receivers right side for the Bulldogs. Jeremiah Thornton down at the bottom. Howe traveling towards the concession stand.
Murphy rolls out to the right side under pressure, and he comes back near side. Somehow escapes another tackle, keeps his feet for just a moment. If he could have caught his feet, he would have had a first down by a long way. But it's going to come up short at the 45-yard line. So 6 yards away from a first, but guess what? Another laundry marker.
Jeez.
And Murphy gasped for air as he bends over, waist to the ground, catches his breath for a moment. And Howe's going to go backwards. What would have been 4th and about 5, and a possible situation where you might go for it there.
You know, and I haven't had a chance to really look closely if these are legitimate holds, penalties, or are these ticky-tacky penalties? It's going to be a hold against Howe.
Well, it is odd that the penalties have gone really in one direction tonight.
It really has.
And they may decline this and set up a 4th and 5 instead of a 3rd and very long. I mean, they are having the conversation about it. They're pointing at the field of where the flag or where the infraction actually happened. The conversation between the referee and Jeff Hill is taking place right now, and a decision is being made. And I believe they're going to take the penalty and move them back.
Penalty being marked off against the Bulldogs.
They will spot it at the 43-yard line.
Going to lead 3rd down, about 18 yards.
9th play of the drive coming up for Howe, but it's been very sloppy. They've actually snapped the ball about 12 or 13 times, but officially the 9th play of the drive.
I say you draw them off sides, throw it downfield, see if you can draw pass interference.
3rd and 18. 3 receivers near side. Straight drop back Murphy, middle of the field, and that one is incomplete. Ulmer was the nearest receiver, and he looks up like the ball was supposed to be somewhere else.
Yeah.
And now it's 4th down again, and Johnny Garcia will go back to punt this one away.
Aside from some decent runs in the first half, I mean, especially the second half, this offense does not look crisp at all.
They look exactly like they did as they ran out of the tunnel a moment ago. Just flat.
Flat, lethargic. I mean,
this game is just like lacking energy, it kind of feels like.
Mm-hmm.
Garcia's punt is a spiraling kick. Fair catch called for by Corville, who probably should have ran it. No one around him. And SNS will have the ball at the 20-yard line, moving left to right with 6 minutes exactly on the clock.
20-yard line.
So the drive was successful in one sense, that it took almost 5 minutes off the clock. But again, Howe cannot capitalize off of keeping the ball. Now they've clearly they've dominated in the time of possession and the number of plays, but they can't capitalize and get points out of that.
And I've talked about before, you let teams like this kind of hang around and give themselves more confidence. Think, hey, we can hang with these guys. We've done it so far. You hope you don't give them too much confidence. And
2 receivers out left. Turner's going to keep it in shotgun around the left edge, but Howe's there to bottle him up for only a 1-yard gain to the 21-yard line.
A couple yards, brings up 2nd and about 8.
A 7-3 ball game. I guess I didn't get a chance to listen to those highlights. I guess it wasn't very many.
They were kind of short, and one of them was a fumble, and one was an interception.
Yeah, so
Bulldog defenders.
That's about it. 1 touchdown. It didn't take very long. That's why we interviewed Angie. We had some time.
Yeah.
A lot of time. Boy, last week, Honey Grove, too, we've had a lot of highlights.
Yeah.
Not in the good sense for that game in particular. Here is a reverse coming near side tackle. The ball is on the turf. A scramble for it. And Howe has the football.
Bulldogs. Number 17.
Bo Stevens comes up with the ball. It was fumbled as the ball carrier went down, and Corville is still on the ground.
Corville and the Bulldog is down, and this may have been the turnover is exactly what you needed for this. Maybe a shot in the arm for this Howe defense. Looks like it's going to be a cramp for one of the Howe players. Corville, I don't see maybe a cramp for him as well. But this may be the shot the arm he needed. Kerrville had a step on the defense with that reverse. And just from somebody came from behind, I see who it was, but just able to pop it out.
I know Ulmer was there initially, but I'm not sure if he's the one who ripped it out. We're going to take an injury timeout. We'll be right back right after this.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at mredinsurance.com.
Got hail? Get Hit. Help your home and your community at the same time. Hit Roof and Exteriors has been on the job locally since 2012. Hail damage, wind damage, roof leaks, exterior paint and siding, replace it or repair it, we've got you covered. Hit Roof and Exteriors has been building solid roofs all across North Texas for over 11 years. We will work with your insurance company or your budget to get your home happy again. For a free estimate or inspection, call 972-977-1523. Hit Roof and Exteriors. Got hail? Get hit.
Howe is 4 points away from 1,000 in this series against S&S. So a touchdown here would leap over that milestone marker.
How about a leap and bounds touchdown to
that would be nice. Hand off to Braden Ulmer. Right side finds a seam over there. A nice run. Spins out of another tackle. Still spinning. Coming back near side.
Look at this.
Now he finds, my gosh, it's Tony Dorsett all over again. From one side of the field to the other, but Ulmer actually probably should have gone down initially. When he spun and turned around coming near side, he might have lost a yard.
And I think when he got spun down at the end, tackled, he got popped pretty good. He's
second down, at about 4.
I don't know if he knows he's in Bulldog Stadium right now, the way he's.
Yeah, that was it was.
He's going to check out of the game. He's got both hands up against his helmet, and he's coming off to the sideline. Coach Bryan is checking on him and maybe asking him some questions like, "Hey, who's your girlfriend?"
He did give the thumbs up as everyone was trying to come get him, but
Ricky Yake is working on his left elbow. Go ahead.
See if I can get over there and see what's going on.
Second down and 4 for Howe after the run by Ulmer with the ball at the S&S 27-yard line. Snap back, handoff. Knots bounds, there he goes. 20, 15, runs over a defender. 10, inside the 5-yard line. Finally brought down there, and there's the Knox bounds that we've been so accustomed to seeing.
That was a tough run by Bounds at the end, too. Carried his defender. Ingram got a good, sealed his right side and opened up a big hole.
Looks like about the 5.
Sealed the right side for the left side here.
On the stop for the Rams.
Quickly go the Bulldogs. Murphy wants it. Bounds to his left. Gets the ball, left guard, finding the near side of the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas. But wait, there is a flag at the 4-yard line. It came in very late after the touchdown. We haven't had a chance to talk to the talk about the karate coach yet tonight. I think he was making some moves on that touchdown there, but. A discussion is being held between the officials, and they're going to come talk to Coach Bryan.
It looked like that was at the end of the – you said it was a late flag.
It was late. It was clearly well after Bounds had scored.
Personal foul, chop block against the Rams.
So mark it off. Decline that. And once again, it's touchdown time in Texas. With that touchdown – the Howe Bulldogs now have scored over 1,000 points against the S&S Rams in the series. This is the 37th game.
And Knox Bounds leaps over the 1,000-yard mark. Leaps and bounds with the touchdown over the 1,000-point mark.
Johnny Garcia on for the PAT, middle of the field. Murphy to hold. 17 seconds on the play clock. It's on the ground, actually. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Howe extends their lead 14-3. They jump over the 1,000-point barrier in the series with S&S. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Nino Foles.
And I'm Tyler Grisham. We're the only Bulldogs that ever rushed for over 3,000 yards.
Well, I could have had 5,000 in that slot T that y'all did.
I'd had 6,000 if I were 6'8", 220.
Hey, now, both you guys were amazing. Let's just leave it at that.
All I know is that I bet we can agree that Sonic of Howe has great food and big smiles.
Well, it's not just good. It's Sonic good. Hey, Monty, how many yards did you have?
Wow.
Grish, let's go get a Sonic Blast and let me tell you how we beat Pilot Point.
You didn't go 3 rounds, though, huh?
Jeez, guys.
This is Roger Tidwell, the PA dude here at Bulldog Stadium. The radio guys and I always fight over how hot and cold it is up here in the press box. But if the AC ever quit working, not only would Walker finally shut his trap, he would call Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in Howe for over 50 years. They've been in business that long because they're just good people. Call 903-532-6255. That's 903-532-6255. Shut up, Monty.
Your hit, roof, and exterior scoring drive recap for the Howe Bulldogs went 3 plays, 33 yards. And it was capped off by a 5-yard touchdown by Knox leaps and bounds, and Howe leaped over the 1,000-point mark in the series against S&S on that touchdown. And it's 14-3 with 4:19 remaining in quarter number 3. And after the personal foul, Howe decided to take it on the kickoff, where now we might see the onside kick.
Yeah, this would be a good time to do it.
They're kicking off from the 45-yard line in S&S territory. Thank you, Jake Roberts. Had a water delivery.
Page Morgan. And the Rams.
Garcia runs to the football, and he will kick it into the end zone, maybe out of the end zone. The back of the white line, right over the E in Howe on that north end zone. And S&S will take it at their own 25-yard line. Howe's played, well, that drive was better anyway. Again, lethargic. We won't say they've turned it around completely. Still lethargic, but at least another score, Justin White.
And good news, Braden Ulmer is back in the game here on defense. So it's good to see.
First and 10. Yeah, first and 10, left to right. We're due for a karate coach move. Turner will drop back in the gun. 2 receivers to the left side, handoff Petty, and he'll be spun down, had his feet taken out from underneath him by Braden Ulmer. Gage Carr was there. Gain of 2.
Colton Little, and stop, number 6.
Well, you got a 14-3 lead here on S&S, and we talked about they're not it's not a high octane offense that can score quickly. So now you kind of with 3:50 and counting left in the ball game or in the third quarter.
This S&S team is going to be pretty good in 2 years.
They really are. They're going to have some growing pains this year, but a couple years will be interesting.
Hand off to Petty again, hit hard at the line of scrimmage. I have waved to kids more tonight out of this window over here than at any point ever.
Dylan Patterson then on the stop.
Ball at the 30.
I guess there's something cool about a guy in a booth with a headset on,
yeah.
doing, radio.
Yeah, I haven't been called cool in a while. Third down and about 6. 3:07 and rolling here in the third. By the way, coming into the half, the second leading rusher for S&S was the left guard.
Wow.
On the Boomerooski. Shotgun. Turner fires at the feet of the intended receiver. It actually did hit his feet. And it falls incomplete.
It's a 4th down and about 6.
Guys, if you can note, some S&S players have their names on their jerseys while others don't. That is because some people attended summer all summer long. Everyone else didn't.
Wait. We heard some of that because they attended what?
Summer camp, summer workout.
Okay.
So some of them got their names on their jerseys.
On the field. Injury timeout.
There is an injured Bulldog way on the other side of the field, way off from the line of scrimmage at midfield, and I think they're working on another cramp. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back right after this.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
Garrett Rogers was the injured Bulldog, but he gets up and runs off the field, jogs off the field. So looks like he's going to be fine. 4th down for the Rams of S&S. They'll have it at their own 29-yard line. If next door, if they don't crank it down, we're gonna have a Baker air conditioning and heating commercial fire up and blast it in there in their room. 4th down and 6, punt formation. Turner will drop back to punt. He'll stand at his own 17-yard line. Ball gets away from him. Now he's going to have to run. He does somehow punt it. It goes out of bounds. Not a great punt by any means. Howe will have great possession or field position around the house S&S side of the 50 at about the 47-yard line.
He fumbled it right before he fumbled it when he got the snap. Ethan Mayo and Turner were right there with him, Charlie Turner. And I'm not sure how Braden Cook got that off. Braden Turner got that off. It wasn't a great punt, but at least it was better than the 20-yard line as opposed to the 48. But either way, Howe has a gift at the 47.
Boy, tonight, for whatever reason, it feels like a JV game. The crowd is just on their hands. It's just not a lot to cheer about. I'll grant them that. Handoff to Bounds coming near side 45. Runs over a defender 40. Look out. 30-foot race. 25-20 to the 15. Cuts it inside to the 5. It is touchdown time in Texas. What a run by Knox. Leaps and bounds. 47 yards.
I wondered if S&S, the defender who Bounds ran over, if he got the license plate on that. Knox Bounds with a full head of steam, lowered his shoulder, and at the very end weaved his way in and out of the defense, and a great run by Knox Bounds. That may be his best run of the season.
That was a great run. Absolutely highlight film type of run by Knox Bounds.
And his 5th rushing touchdown of the season, second of the night.
Just got through talking how boring it was, and he lit up the lights. 2:33 on the clock, 21-3 after the Johnny Garcia PAT. We'll be right back.
If you're a small business owner in Howe, Texas, think about everything you need to help your business succeed. You need a plan, happy customers, and an insurance agent that gets you. My name is Corey Hernandez, and I run a State Farm agency. Because I'm a small business owner myself, I understand the unique needs of local business owners. My office and I will make it easy to choose the right protection for you at the right price. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit InsuranceQuoteXHoma.com for your small business needs today.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
Welcome back. 2:33 on the clock here in the third. 21-3, Howe in the lead, and we're starting to feel a little bit better.
About the press box? Oh, the game, yes.
About the game and the air?
Yeah.
Air came on, and I was like, stop hogging it, Justin. He's right on top of the vent with his hands up there.
Yeah, the press box feeling better about the game now. Bulldogs scored on 2 back-to-back possessions and now create a little bit of space. 21-3, 2.5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Your hit, roof, and exterior scoring drive recap, one play, 47 yards on a magnificent highlight film type of run by Knox Bounds. Here's your Tech Wave kickoff, going to go back to the 2-yard line. Be taken by Corville, and he'll be hammered down at the 20. So a nice job by the return team to limit the exposure, and S&S, who's played most of the game in their own side of the field, will do so here, starting at their own 21.
Yeah, the Bulldogs their defense started to stiffen up here in the second half. Even though there hadn't been a lot of energy, as we talked about, on either side of the ball. They've kind of had some quick 3 and outs.
Oh, the cold air's hitting the sweat on the back of my neck. Feels really good. 1st and 10, left to right for S&S. Toss right side. And that's Petty, who's hammered down by BU. Also there is Tank Turner. And Howe and BU and Bo Stevens do some kind of a predetermined hand clap thing. And then cross their arms at each other. I wonder how long they worked on that. Loss of 1.
And how that starts. Okay, you do this. Okay, no. How about this?
And then when you get done, you do the crossing arms and lean back at each other.
Yeah, those handshakes can get pretty elaborate.
Yeah. MC Hammer lean. That's what that was. 1:37 on the clock. Whistles before we get underway. Turner was in shotgun formation. We haven't seen Corville since he had what we think is cramps earlier. A timeout's been called, and we've got some spots to make up. We'll be right back right after this.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
You might know that State Farm agent Corey Hernandez has great service. Corey is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates too? That's right. State Farm agent Corey Hernandez is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Corey will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit insurancequotetexoma.com. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
2nd down and 11 for S&S with 1:33 on the clock. Turner snaps for it, gets it, drops straight back, fires it across the middle, and it's incomplete. His intended receiver there was Zuniga.
There is a flag.
And we thought it would be 3rd and 10, but our Night Furniture sideline reporter indicates a flag.
Roughing the passer.
My goodness. And it just never stops, does it?
You know, Coach theory that this stadium flags thrown.
Yeah.
And he may be right.
Yeah. They'll move it up. Man alive, that'll take the ball to the 36-yard line.
And you want to be aggressive. You want to, the quarterback to know you were there, but you got to be smart about it. And it was you didn't need to. You didn't need to hit him that hard. You didn't need to hit him. Obviously, you need to hit him that late.
21-3. S&S trails Howe at Bulldog Stadium. Man goes in motion. And they fake the toss to him, throw it out left side, a lot of speed over there, and a gain of about 7 at the 43-yard line. And on the reception was Daniel Hernandez. Came into the game with 1 catch for 10 yards. Of course, they only attempted 10 passes all year coming into the game, so not a lot of receptions from any receiver, but he's one of the few that had a reception. And he gets another one there, and it'll be 2nd down and 3 as the ball spotted at the 43. 7-yard gain. Left to right near midfield is S&S. 2 receivers right. There was a false start. And the receiver moved just a little bit early. The far seat receiver for S&S just buckled his knee to take off just a little bit too quickly, and that was Gavin McMullen. And that'll back S&S up 5. And finally, someone other than Howe has a false start. And McMullen will check out. And coming into the game is Zuniga as they alternate between each play.
You talk about Turner, who's only attempted 10 passes coming into tonight's game. I mean, Colin Murphy's only attempted 18 passes. So between the two of them, there's only 28 passes through 4 games between the two of them.
Second down and 8 for S&S. Turner in trouble behind the line of scrimmage, and he finally is going to be tackled for a loss of about 2.
Third down.
Off the pile is Ethan Mayo and Tank Turner.
Charlie Turner and Michael Weimer.
And that'll be back to the original line of scrimmage at the 36-yard line.
Dropped back, and he didn't have much time at all before black jerseys just collapsed on him. And that may be the last play. That is the last play of the third quarter.
We're headed to the fourth. Howe with a 21-3 lead. We'll be right back right after this.
I'm attorney Micah Belden. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
Still a quick game as it's only 9:30. We're in the very beginning of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and it kind of seems like this game would have been over if it wasn't for all the penalties on both teams.
Yeah, I agree, and great point. Do the officials get paid by the hour?
Must be.
You got to draw this thing out.
We've been in bed by 10 here, the rate it was going earlier.
Switching sides, Howe will now try to stop S&S, and there is a sack of Turner, another big loss as the Howe defense is starting to take over the S&S offensive line.
6 yards.
Yeah, Michael Weimer and Turner, both those guys at interior line are starting to get pressure up front.
About 17.
Turner looking downfield, there was nothing there, and then right before you know it, he had Turner and Weimer right in his grill.
4th and 17 and punt time for the Rams. And Turner will go back to punt this one away. He'll stand inside his own 20. Murphy back to return the punt, a high wobbly kick. Murphy's going to let it bounce, and it takes a really good bounce. Wow. Somehow stays in bounds and rolls about 20 yards down to the 17-yard line.
Is that at the
great punt, even better roll. It was a good punt,
yeah.
But once it got that roll, that's what made the difference. So Howe will take over from their own 17 with 11-13 left to go in this football game. And you wonder, are you going to limit BU here on offense?
Brings up 1st and 10, Bulldog.
As he is off
17-yard line.
on the sidelines, and Coach Bryan is talking to him. We heard during the Lady Bulldog Spotlight, as good as BU is dancing through the offensive line, his girlfriend, Michaela Komorowski, said that he cannot dance. And she was very adamant about that.
Only through defenses.
Only with the ball in his hands. 2 receivers, right, 1 left. Murphy, handoff, bounds, left guard, breaking through a tackle. Brought down at the 19-yard line, maybe the 20, but guess what else is down?
Another
holding against Howe. Wow. Well, you got to clean that up. You got a bye week, and then you start district play.
Yeah. After this week, the games start counting. So
we're gonna ask Stephen Braswell how many penalties that is for Howe. Sorry to cut you off there.
No, you're fine. That'll bring him back to the 10. And gosh, you're just trying to get through this game. And Bounds has had a good game. Ulmer's had a good game. Those are the positives, but the way the offensive line has been getting called for penalties, not good.
Back to the 10-yard line. First down and 20 at the 11-minute mark. This is going to be Murphy. He's going to keep it around the left edge, being chased down. Got a lot of room around the left edge. Now he's wide open space. Down the sidelines, 40, and pushed out of bounds. A big run of about 32 yards for Colin Murphy.
Man,
Do that some more.
We have not seen much of him tonight. Not that he's played bad, it's just it's been mostly Ulmer and Bounds. That time he kept it and got around the left corner and just put it in another gear.
Yeah,
and give the Bulldogs some breathing room.
I was going to say, I didn't know Colin was that fast.
Yeah, he had guys beside him and then just left them in the dust.
Ulmer into the game. He'll be the fullback here as Knox Bounds will dot the I. Murphy goes under center. Turns and hands Knox Bounds. 2 yards to the 44.
Knox Bounds.
Yeah, did we go back to the 80s or 90s? We've had I formation and pitchbacks from SNS.
When's the last time you seen two teams go under center?
A while.
We might be going back to the slot T days.
Yeah.
Second down and 7. Maybe the first year of Jailing, they tried to run that slot T type stuff. Murphy, a ball's on the ground. He tried to hand it to Knox, and it got away, and Murphy's going to take a big loss. Back to the 40-yard line, but again, our Night Furniture sideline points out another flag as Justin White's head goes backwards up here in the booth. It's just nauseating after so many, and this is a false start against Howe.
That actually might be a lucky false start based on how many yards they lost on that play.
Ball at the 40.
Yeah, Murphy got that. It was him and Ulmer just not on the same page with the exchange. And so this brings up 3rd and 12. Do you try to pass it and keep this drive alive or keep bleeding the clock?
Well, 3 receivers are lined up on the right with Bounds in the backfield. Murphy's going to roll right. Doesn't indicate he's going to throw, but he cuts it up to the middle of the field. Near the first down marker, but just short by a yard. He'll be knocked down at the 49-yard line. Needed to get to the 48 for the first down, so Will Howe try to attempt this 4th down conversion at the SNS 49-yard line.
They should. I tell you, Murphy is probably one of the best on this team about cutting back. He's so good about putting his foot in the ground and cutting back and changing directions.
11-yard run by Murphy there. 9:16 and rolling. 4th quarter, 4th and 1. Here goes Howe trying to convert. Knox Bounds has the first down and more. 40, 35 down the far sideline. Pushed out of bounds at the 29. They'll say the 30. So a 19-yard run by Knox leaps and bounds. And we're at the 9:05 mark in this football game.
And hallelujah, there's no flags.
Back at the 30-yard line, 1st and 10.
One of the few times tonight on a big play. 1st and 10. Murphy hands, Bounds again, this time over left guard, behind Skittles.
Another fumble.
SNS says they have the football. The officials say otherwise. For the moment, there is a discussion taking place, and it is going to be SNS ball. Second Bounds fumble of the night.
Recovered by SNS.
And he's down right now. Bounds is.
Well, we saw Corville go out after a fumble with cramps, and Bounds he's upright. Well, he was. Now his back is on the ground. So we're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back right after this.
No one wants to talk about losing a loved one. The grief that is put on your family is troublesome. Scoggins Funeral Home strives to make that most difficult time the easiest. We want your loved one to be sent off in the best way possible, with your wishes at heart. Call us at 903-482-5225 or visit our website at scogginsfuneralhome.com. 903-482-5225. Our location on Van Alstyne Parkway makes everything close for your needs. 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home.
Knox leaps up off the turf. And he'll be assisted by Ricky Yake, but he's walking on his own. He's got Ricky Yake to his right and Lance Bryan, not Bryant or Brown, to his left.
So, Monty, you was wondering about penalties for Howe. Right
Yes.
now, 11 penalties for 112 yards.
My goodness.
How many?
11.
11 for 112.
11 for 112.
14-10 Rams. 30-yard line.
It's like 10 yards a penalty.
First and 10 for S&S, right to left. 9 minutes exactly on the clock left in this football game. And this will be a handoff, but nowhere going from the 30-yard line. As that might have been Petty on the carry, or was it?
I don't know. I just saw Bo Stevens and Ethan Mayo.
Well, it was hard to catch because there were so many black jerseys. It's a loss of 1 to the 29. The defensive line has just done outstanding.
They really have.
Great game tonight by Tank Turner, Ethan Mayo, Dylan Patterson.
Bo Stevens, Ethan had a good night.
Turner hands off, and this time a great defensive play. That is going to be Gage Carr, who trapped him in the backfield.
Paige Morgan.
On the carry for S&S was Paige Morgan, and he was hit just about the time he got the ball by Gage Carr.
Gage Carr coming off that big deflection to knock that ball down against Tioga last week in overtime.
That really was a monumental moment, and you can capitalize off that later on in the season. Another yard loss for S&S, and it's 3rd and 13. Some confusion on the play. Shotgun. Turner rolling out near side, wanting to throw, has his man. It's going to be caught. Ulmer makes the stop. On the catch for S&S was McMullen, but it'll be 4th down and about 4. And at one point, do they just stop punting it away and try to get some points out of this? They may try to go for it here on 4th down, but it looks like there's a lot of white jerseys swapping in and out, so apparently they're going to punt with 7:06 on the clock as it rolls and ticks. 21-3 our score, Howe in the lead. A big crowd tonight has kind of left. It's still a decent crowd, but it was packed earlier. 6:50 on the clock. Low snap. Turner digs it out off the side of his foot. Wobbly kick, getting another great bounce. And Murphy lets it roll all the way inside the 15 to the 14-yard line.
14-yard line.
And the S&S player trying to blow it.
Fan it,
wave it down with his hand, trying to keep it going, the momentum. But it'll be killed at the 14-yard line.
Oh, we got another flag.
My goodness.
I think it may have been the motion maybe a false start. It was a false start against.
It's against S&S. I think they're going to make them punt it again. I would. Re-kick that thing. You don't want to take it at your own 14, do you? I know there's 6:38 left on the clock, but hey, make them kick it again. And that's what they're going to do. I thought if that penalty went against Howe, I thought that might be the last time we ever see Paul Wood on this turf.
What chapter are they out of? Do we know?
Dallas chapter,
okay.
I think.
Okay.
So they'll mark it back to the 31-yard line.
Yeah, you're talking about Ethan Mayo. I'm sorry, Gage Carr earlier about the with that deflection last week. It was interesting hearing Caden Dunn talk about the senior spotlight and Coach Bryan talk about in the coaches show how high off the ground that Carr got on that deflection. Both of them did.
Turner now stands at his own. Oh, ball goes over his head all the way back to the 5. He picks it up at the 4, tries to kick it away, an end-over-end kick. Bounces at the 39. He gets another good roll up to the 49-yard line. Howe will take over there instead of their own 14. They'll take it at the S&S 49. So a very good decision by Lance Bryan and staff. Let's check down with our Night Furniture sideline reporter, Caroline.
Hi. Can y'all hear me?
I can't hear you.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, no, we're getting a little bit of momentum, little pump back up here in the sideline, and we're just talking about the flags. Coach Simmons just said, we're going to need a stretcher next time. It's got cruel that flag.
Yeah, there's so many flags tonight. What Braswell said, 11 on Howe earlier. So Howe will have the ball here at the S&S 49-yard line with 6:24 left to go in the game, up 21-3. Murphy in shotgun, handoff, and I think that's Caden Dunn, and it is, and he'll get 2 yards.
Caden Dunn, number 21.
Up to the 47. Dunn, our senior spotlight. A really good interview. That's a fine young man. And, when I go up there to interview him, I go to the high school, and they pull him out of class. And they get on the intercom, and they say, Caden Dunn, please come to the office. So I'm sitting there, and he walks in the door, and his eyes are wide open. And I said, hey, you're the senior spotlight. He kind of wiped his forehead and said, oh, I thought I was in trouble.
What, he guilty of something?
That's what I asked. He said no. Timeout on the field. We'll take 1-2 real quickly. 5:40 left to go in the game, 21-3, Howe on top.
No one wants to talk about losing a loved one. The grief that is put on your family is troublesome. Scoggins Funeral Home strives to make that most difficult time the easiest. We want your loved one to be sent off in the best way possible, with your wishes at heart. Call us at 903-482-5225 or visit our website at scogginsfuneralhome.com. 903-482-5225. Our location on Van Alstyne Parkway makes everything close for your needs. 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home.
Welcome back. Second down and 8. Players are still in the huddle. We're waiting on S&S to get back from their timeout over on their sidelines. Again, Kendall Griffin, your homecoming queen 2023. Luciano Vasquez, the king. So we have we've got some new nicknames maybe. The King, Skittles and Riddles, Large Marge. Now we're looking for Seth Goolsby. I'm just calling him Mr. Metallica. Here is Caden Dunn trying to bounce it out, looking for somewhere to go. Finds a little seam, tries to bounce it some more. Just what do you call that?
He's so quick.
Yeah, and his feet are chopping so fast, looking for somewhere to go.
Timeout on the field.
And they'll spot it at the 43-yard line. We'll keep it here. I know they're going to call a timeout. I think we're pretty caught up now. We were really worried earlier because this game was going so quickly and everybody's running the football. But I think we're caught up on spots, so we'll keep it here. Let's check down with our Night Furniture sideline reporter if she can hear us. I know she's talking to Coach. Well, no, is that her talking to Coach Simmons? I think it is.
Yes.
So, Jake Roberts, 21-3, S&S. Howe was supposed to win this game. It looks like they are. Taking care of business, but it's really not the game we thought it was going to be.
No, for sure it's not. And I think all of us expected Howe's offense to put more points on the board. Now their defense has done what I think we expected them to do, but the offense has been what's lacked production. So we'll see what they can do here in the latter minutes of the game, and hopefully they can go out there and put some more points on the board.
I agree with you that the offense didn't do what we thought it would do as far as the points are concerned. But time of possession, yardage, I think was pretty nice. First down, if you add up every category, offensively they had a good night. It's just the penalties, the turnovers, and and then 2 fumbles by Knox Bounds. They were their own worst enemy tonight. Had they played a clean game tonight, they put 40 on the board.
Oh, this thing would be blown wide open. But you're going to need to fix that against the Leonards and the Blue Ridges and the Bells of the district here.
If you want a spot in the postseason, you can't do it. Here's Murphy's going to keep it. I think it was intended to be a handoff to Caden Dunn, but a little bit of a bobble, and Murphy decided to just keep it. He gained a couple, but it's going to be 4th down and 4 for Howe. The ball spot at the 42-yard line.
It's almost like a hot potato. I mean, it's like, do you get it? Do I get it? Do you get it? Okay, I'll take it. And then gets about a couple of yards out of it.
I finally figured out what I was, when Caden Dunn was trying to run a moment ago and he stopped and started and his feet were turning, it's like a squirrel when a car's coming. He just stopped and darted one way, and 4th down and 4. Howe's going to go for it. Murphy will hand off to Caden Dunn, left side, big hole, and he's down after a 1st down run to the 36-yard line. A 6-yard gain for Dunn. And S&S is just about done. 4 minutes left to go. And Howe's got a new set of downs to chew up this clock.
But, we're at the half point of the season. Believe it or not, I can't believe that. We're at week 5 of the season. And you get a bye week next week, then you get ready to go to Leonard and start your district play. And we talk about needing to clean some stuff up. But this team has started, it was trying to figure out what their identity was, what their strengths were, and you figured out it's a ground game. I don't think anybody predicted Colin Murphy to be a quarterback to start the season.
They snap it with 2 seconds left on the play clock, and there goes Murphy up the middle. A good gainer to the 30-yard line, so give him 6. And you're right, Colin Murphy has saved the season. You came into the season with a different thought. That you laid it out in a very different way.
Right.
And things escalated quickly against Honey Grove. In week 2, they inserted Murphy full time, and he has just ran with it. No pun intended.
And that's opened up things for Knox Bounds and Braden Ulmer and even Caden Dunn here.
Murphy wants to throws it out of bounds. It was a high. It was almost a punt-looking throw, but it falls incomplete. 3rd down coming up for Howe. 3rd and 4. That stops the clock, unfortunately, at 2:34. Unfortunately for us. I mean, some of these fans want to milk out every second, and they're getting – maybe they enjoy that, but – our post-game show can run a little long at times. Not a lot of highlights tonight, though, I don't think. 3rd down and 4. Howe comes back to the line of scrimmage. 12 on the play clock. A receiver to either side. Caden Dunn in the backfield with Murphy, and he'll get the carry. Over right guard, bouncing it out, coming near side. He's fast. Runs through a defender to the 22-yard line. Another 1st down run by Dunn.
Another Bulldog 1st down.
Dunn has a lot of speed, obviously, but got a little bit of power to him. He talked about the senior spotlight. He loves power lifting.
And he can lift some weight for a
140 pound, 150 pounds, whatever it is.
Yeah, boy, he can lift it. 8-yard run there for Dunn, and he is fast. He's got that quickness.
So you think about it, you've got some options as far as running the game, and talking about getting an identity for this team is running the ball, and that's when you hope your defense too can answer the bell and be a defense that can kind of shorten the game.
Under 2 minutes left to go in the game. Braden Ulmer on the carry, right side. Will be brought down inside the 20 to the 18. Luciano Vasquez has not an injury, but something to where he had a little bit of pain, but it looks like he's going to be okay. Ball will spot at the 18. 4-yard gain by Ulmer. 1:30 on the clock. Ultimately, it's what you thought. How would, not have to struggle against S&S, but it could have been so much more lopsided. Braden Ulmer gets the carry, left side, stiff arms a defender on a 1st down run to the 8-yard line.
Puts up the 1st down.
11-yard run for Braden Ulmer.
And Ulmer's still running hard, even with a minute left to go in the game.
They stopped the clock momentarily just to move the chains, and now we're under a minute.
And you think about it as far as talking about this team. Realistically, I mean, to me, I think they're about where I kind of anticipated them to be. You played a state-ranked Hunting Grove team the first game of the season. You played a struggling Tom Bean. You went 1-1. You played against a Commerce team that was pretty athletic.
Murphy's going to keep it up the middle. Does he squirt through? Is he in? He is. The Murphy zone. It's touchdown time in Texas. With 26 seconds remaining in the game, Howe ignites the scoreboard a little bit more. 27-3, awaiting the PAT.
Colin Murphy, I said earlier, we hadn't seen a lot of him except for this last drive. Had a big run earlier in the drive, and then exclamation point at the end with his second rushing touchdown of the season.
Garcia on for the PAT. Murphy goes in holder position, and that one is true. Garcia, I don't think he's missed a PAT yet. He's had one. I don't even think he's had one blocked. I don't think so. I think he's perfect. Quick timeout. 26 seconds remaining. We'll be right back.
Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Mainline break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs.
26 seconds remaining in this football game, and Howe, a lopsided scoreboard now, 28-3. But it wasn't always that way, Justin White.
What's that, the score?
The score.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
It's going to look a lot different in the box score.
If you're at the game, you know it's kind of like the score is not what how the game played out as far as what it indicated. It was 7-3 at half. Looked sloppy in the first half. Second half didn't look really great, especially that third quarter with all the penalties continued.
Uh-oh. We're having victory light issues.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Ruh-roh.
Uh-oh. Well,
Garcia kicking off for the Bulldogs.
Okay, that could be bad.
Like to receive the kick.
That could be bad. Okay. Here's the kick. It's going to bang deep at the 2-yard line. And that'll roll through the end zone.
Out of the end zone.
We're in trouble with the victory light.
Uh-oh.
Yikes.
Just not coming on at all?
Not coming on. It's actually not detected on my app. We got to fix that. That victory light needs to be here.
Here at the stadium?
It needs to be here. It could be somebody else's issue.
Yeah.
Well, that is embarrassing. We'll try to fix that.
We got 2 weeks to figure it out, I guess.
Yeah. Yikes. Well, sorry for those that are going to drive by. It's Jake's fault. He looks at me real quick. What?
I'm just wondering how that could possibly be my fault. It's like the
no. It's like I'm just looking for somebody to blame.
It's not me.
Jake's right next to me.
Yeah. Quickly, who can I blame? Jake. Final moments of the game, 28-3, and Turner wants to hit the home run ball deep down the field, intercepted. Finally slung down. It's not for one of the few times it's not Eli Stoner. It's Colin Murphy who puts the icing on the cake on this football game. Clock rolling down. They're just going to let it roll. And Howe, your Bulldogs are headed to district 3-2. Another homecoming victory over S&S. And the Bulldogs have a week off and a nice victory here tonight, even though so many things to clean up, Justin White.
Oh, man, you got to start with the penalties.
11.
Well, they're going to put 11 seconds back on the clock.
Hang on. 11 seconds.
11 seconds left.
It's 28-3. Get these last 11 seconds in. But they got a lot of things to clean up, but you enjoy this one for 24 hours, as Coach Bryan says, and then back to the drawing board. You got 2 weeks to get ready for Leonard. And the games start really counting then.
Well, the clock's rolling down again. And now Howe gets to go off the field. Michael Riddles has the ball in his arms and he's waving to his team to, hey, we're done. We're out of here. Come off the field. That is a victory for Howe. The third one of the season. They're 3-2, headed to district play, but a week off in the gap.
For the Bulldogs, 3 for the Rams.
And Coach Garrett waves his hat to the crowd. Got to clean up the penalties, got to clean up the turnovers, but otherwise Howe played really good offensively and defensively tonight. They did what they were supposed to do, and that's beat S&S handedly.
Yeah. It's not always smooth. You're going to have adversity. The Bulldogs adjusted when they needed to and cleaned up where they could. But you get ready for Leonard in a couple of weeks, and you go into the bye week 3-2 on the season, and see what happens. Get some injuries nicked up, guys who are probably nicked up, get those guys healed, and get ready.
Ethan Mayo giving a little Neon Dion dance there, coming off as they're facing the crowd, getting ready for the school song. Caroline Slauson, I think we might want to talk to the King, Luciano Vasquez, and get his thoughts about being homecoming king as well as the big victory tonight.
Who do we say, if we were to say a player of the game, would we say Ulmer maybe or Bount?
I think Ulmer's a good, I think that's a good choice.
Right. Is this pick?
I don't know why, but we're having so much trouble with Caroline.
I think this be a good spot.
I think that's a good spot.
I'm not moving. There's a green dot right here.
Yeah. It's so frustrating. Our crowd mic just for whatever, not our crowd mic, but our sideline mic for whatever reason is starting to give us some trouble. Maybe I need to make an investment. I don't want to do that, but hey, maybe time. We've used this equipment here 4 or 5 years, I guess.
Really?
The sideline equipment. So maybe it's well. When did you get here? That's when I bought it.
2017.
2017. So 6 years.
Yeah, 6-7 years.
And now S&S with their school song. So long, Roger. And so Roger Tidwell checks out. Well, he gets here almost at kickoff, and he leaves right after the clock hits 0. But, again, big night for Howe. Ultimately, you did what you're supposed to do. It wasn't pretty. There were moments when we were frustrated. Our heads were thrown backwards a little bit because of the penalties. Stephen Braswell will tell us about how many there were here in just a few moments, but an inordinate amount of penalties.
Yeah, and nobody knows it better than Coach Bryan. I mean, he watched the game as well, and I'm sure that's going to be one of the first things they address. But you look back at the film and see if how ticky-tacky was it, or if it was just blatant holding calls. But there were some other, there was some roughing the passer. There was a pass interference call in there. And Coach Bryan, who you can see right now, he's talking to his players here about the 30-yard line. He's pretty animated right now.
We'll see if we can talk to Coach Bryan right after he talks to the players. If Caroline can hear me, she'll think we've got it cleared with Coach Bryan to talk to him immediately after he talks to the players. We did. I met with him on that. So
Monty, just a quick hit on the penalties. Howe ended up with 11 for 112, and S&S ended up with 5 for 42. So you're looking at 154 yards in penalties tonight.
Wow.
And it was lopsided. Are you up? Is she?
Could you say that again? I'm so sorry.
11 penalties for 112 yards.
Okay.
And Coach Brian is just about to talk to Caroline. There they go.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Sorry,
He's got to get a hug from Michael Riddle real quick, and now he's coming over there to talk to Caroline.
It's been a little iffy, so we're just trying it. But good game, Coach. This is a team that you have gone 3-2. You've got a good record. We're going into a bye. You're in district play now. You're definitely going to enjoy this, but what do you want to clean up? What are you going to look to improve going into district?
We had to fight off a slow start. We didn't really start off the way that we wanted to. We kind of kept shooting ourselves in the foot with some. We had turnovers, and we got to clean up those. Those are pretty obvious. And then we had too many penalties early. I feel like we left about 21 points out there that we should have got earlier in the game, and kind of could have put it in cruise control maybe a little bit earlier. But credit to them. Like Coach Hill's doing a good job over there. He's got them fighting. They're improving. Their record doesn't show it, but if you look at their scores, they're doing a good job. So, they were good. They try to be a physical football team, and we pride ourselves on that too. And so, we need to double down on the things that we feel like are our strengths, and that's one of them. And then we need to correct some of those things. Ball security is one of those things. And, we need to get a little bit better with the ball in the air. We kind of misconnected on a few of those and, left a touchdown out there. But, we're moving some guys around. We got some new guys playing in some new spots, and, those guys are stepping up. But, there's a little bit of a learning curve there. And so, we'll just go back to work next week. We call it a bye week. It's not an off week. I just told them that in the huddle. And so we're still going to work them next week and try to improve and get better.
Let's talk about this defense. Especially coming in out of the half, offense was just not finding it. But this defense kept you in the game. Talk about just the work they put in and how they kept this team alive.
Our mentality on defense, and it has been the way me and Coach Harvey have been together a long time, and we share this philosophy, is it doesn't matter why the defense takes the field. If it's a turnover or after a kickoff, it just doesn't matter. Our job is to get the offensive ball back and as fast as possible. And, we had several turnovers in the game. We had some fumbles, and we had Eli Stoner had another pick. That's his third of the season. He's kind of starting to really come into his own, sophomore growing up right in front of us. And then, Murphy got the one late to seal it. He led the team in interceptions last year, so I know he's wanting to get his hands on the ball a little bit more. But they needed to step up. The offense wasn't clicking in the first half, and we put a lot of pressure on the defense to play well, and they did that, and kept the game where it needed to be until offense kind of got rolling, and then once both sides kind of got it going, then the results showed.
Hey, ask him if we're going to see Murphy under center a lot more.
Monty's wondering if we're going to see Murphy under center a lot more.
Potentially, everything's on the table. We feel like our offense has a lot of things that we can do and get into it pretty easy. It's not like a Madden game where you just call whatever and everybody always knows it. We've got to work it throughout, but that's something that's within our offense, and it's always been there. But we're starting to do it a little bit, and we'll see how much we do that going forward.
Is that it? Okay? But I do have a question. Your child is hilarious. Is he this funny at home?
He's always like this.
So I don't know if y'all saw it earlier. He had his pants hiked up and his shirt tucked in. I mean, he ran out to get water like that. And I think his mom was like, "Take it off." Is he a mess?
He's a funny guy, and he likes to be funny, and sometimes it gets him in a little trouble. But for the most part, it's pretty harmless. He's only in 6th grade, so he's still got a lot of growing up to do. 12 to 14-year-old boys are rough to raise, and he's no different. But he's a good kid overall. He makes great grades and does a lot of good stuff. And he helps out on the sidelines, and he's been doing that. My other son did it when he was younger too. So it's a family affair in football season, and he's a part of it. And I'm happy to have him on the sidelines. I do have to get on to him from time to time about the level of silliness. But, for the most part, as long as he's doing his job and having fun, it's okay as long as he's not a distraction. I don't think he is.
All right, one more question.
One more question, yes.
Okay, speaking of silliness, did we have any Johnny Mercury moments out of Coach Bryant?
He said, speaking of silliness, do we have any Johnny Mercury moments?
I don't know if I had one tonight. It was a little bit different game. We didn't have one of those big moments. It was kind of a slow, grinding game. For both teams that ran the ball as much as we did. I don't know how the game actually took. I don't know what time it is, but it seemed like it took a long time for some reason. And so, and both teams were kind of grinding it out. There weren't a whole lot of big plays for either side. It was, kind of a physical, slugfest in that way. And, So no real big moments like that. You know, it was a lot of 3-yard runs, a lot of 4-yard runs kind of on repeat. And so, you know, we broke a couple big ones. Knox had a big one where he broke a bunch of tackle, and Murphy showed off his legs a few times. And those ones are something you get a little fired up about. But also at the same time, when it's like 3rd and 15, you know, you're kind of you're thinking about what the next move is. And so, you know, a lot of times, you know, in the moment, it's hard to enjoy it all the time. But when we watch film and we see the good stuff, you know, we'll correct, and we'll be happy about it when we watch film.
All right, thanks, Coach. Have a good week. Not an off week, a bye week, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Do we want to talk to
the King, perhaps?
Oh, yes. I just saw him.
He's at the 30. He stands out because he's kind of tall.
He's very tall. Is there? So we're going to do Luciano. Anybody else?
I think that's probably it. We'll wrap this thing up.
Yeah.
And
you see Luciano?
He's got his helmet halfway off. He likes that look where the helmet is resting on the back part of his head. And I think she's about to grab him. Here we go. The King is about to fire it up. Here we go. No, he doesn't want to talk. Oh, he's never shied away from a microphone. Okay, he's following her.
She's bringing it to a good spot.
Okay, there we go.
He may have to sit down. All right, well, first let's talk about congratulations. What does it feel like to be homecoming king?
I mean, it feels good. I really wasn't thinking I was going to make it because, you know, all my other friends are more popular than I am, so it feels good. It feels good, yeah.
Well deserved. Last year you were out, you were on the sideline with these knees. How does it feel to be back and be a part of this team and really killing it out there?
Oh, it feels great. I was anxious to get the season started. I practiced, physical therapy, everything, and it just feels super good to be back on the field.
So I asked Coach Brian, I'll ask you, you have a bye week next week. What does this team need to, what do you think you need to work on going into district?
Sorry, what?
What do you think you need to work on going into district?
I think we just need to come out with more energy, tenacity, because we came out really slow today and then we picked it up after half. So I think we just need to start with high energy and just keep it the same throughout the whole game.
All right, well, congratulations on being king and the win.
Thank you.
Right, are we done? Are we sure?
Yeah, that's good. Come on up here, Caroline. Okay. That's good. Very good job. Our Night Furniture sideline reporter. 28-3, our final tonight at Bulldog Stadium. Justin White. Go ahead.
I would say it was interesting that Luciano said that he knows the same thing too about the energy that Howe didn't just come out with a lot of energy during the game and kind of seemed kind of flat. So it's interesting that he knows that as well.
You're in the Texas Land and Home and Realty Team postgame show. We're going to take a real quick. No. We're going to do highlights. God, Jake, I almost messed him up there. We're going to do highlights real quick and recap this game, if you will. The Howe Bulldogs started the football game in the coin toss huddle in which they won. And if you were around back then, Colin Murphy decided that Howe wanted the football first to start the game, and they did so. Took it at their own 34-yard line and drove 7 plays, and that's when you first it set the tone of the football game because penalties kept them from the drive continuing, and they ended up turning the ball over on downs. S&S took it at their own 41-yard line and drove all the way to the 17 on 8 plays and attempted a 30-yard field goal by Zane Dollar. It's on the tee. The kick is long enough. Looks good, and it is. S&S on the board for the first time tonight. That capped off an 8-play, 42-yard drive, and S&S, who normally doesn't get on the scoreboard first at Bulldog Stadium, as they've only won 2 games here in this place since the LBJ administration. 3-0 S&S with 1:16 left to go in the first. Howe took it at the S&S 40-yard line, drove 9 plays, 40 yards, and scored on a 14-yard touchdown by Braden Ulmer. Turns, hands, BU, looking right side. It's got the 10, got the 5. It's touchdown time in Texas. 7-3 after the Johnny Garcia PAT, left 9:27 on the clock. S&S took it at their 25, ended up having to punt after 4 plays. Howe took it at their own 48, and disaster happened at that moment. Knocks bounds through the middle, knifing, and the ball's on the turf. S&S may have this. And they say they do at the 48-yard line. And they did, and they took it at the 49, but they drove 32. Let's see, they drove 5 plays, and 17 yards, and Howe got it back. He wants to throw straight down the field. Ball's lofted up, could be picked off, and it is flagged down, however. But so was Eli Stoner, who went up and got the ball. It was just floated. Stoner with his third interception of the year, and Howe took it at the 20-yard line but couldn't do anything with it due to flags again, and they had to punt, gave it to S&S, and that killed the first half. So moving on into the second half, S&S started with the football, started at their own 28-yard line, were shut down by Howe very quickly. The Bulldogs got it at their own 16-yard line, drove 10 plays, but again, they drove from the 16 to the 43, but again, penalties and this and that, and they had to punt. Gave it back to S&S from their own 22-yard line, and a fumble by Corville was recovered by Bo Stevens. And then that gave Howe the ball at the S&S 33-yard line. 3 plays later, it was Knox Bounds. Bounds to his left, gets the ball, left guard, finding the near side of the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas. But wait. But the flag was against S&S. So it counted, and that's when Howe eclipsed the 1,000-point mark in the S&S series on that touchdown. It took 3 plays and 33 yards to score, and Howe took a 14-3 lead with 4:19 remaining in the third. S&S's next possession ended on a punt, and then Howe took it at the S&S 47-yard line, and it didn't take very long to score. Handoff to Bounds coming near side, 45, runs over a defender, 40, look out, 30-foot race, 25-20, to the 15, cuts it inside, to the 5, it is touchdown time in Texas. What a run by Knox, leaps and bounds. It was a highlight run, and it took only 1 play, 47 yards, 21-3 at that point with 2:53 left to go in the third quarter. At the game, actually, I believe. No, that's in the third quarter. S&S took it at their own 21-yard line. They did drive 7 plays but had to punt. Howe took it at their own 10. They drove 6 plays and another Bounds fumble, gave it back to S&S at the 9-minute mark. S&S again had to punt as the Bulldogs defense did an outstanding job in the second half. Howe then took it on their final drive from the S&S 49-yard line, drove 9 plays. It was a clock burner. Took 6 minutes off the clock. It was a 9-play, 49-yard drive capped off by Murphy's first touchdown of the night. Murphy's going to keep it up the middle. Does he squirt through? Is he in? He is. The Murphy zone. It's touchdown time in Texas. 7 yards for Murphy, and that ends the scoring. 28-3. Howe wins tonight at Bulldog Stadium and go 27-10 over S&S in the series. And there is no fan base that has seen more Howe girls crowned homecoming queen than the S&S fan base.
Yeah, they've probably been opponents of a lot of homecomings of other schools as well. But in a year or two, you think about it, there's a lot of sophomores on that team.
This is going to be a good team.
In a year or two, if you keep the same offensive plan, defensive scheme, all that, it could be a good team here in a couple of years.
And you can throw Jeff Hill's record out the window at this point, because I'm telling you, this team's loaded full of sophomores, and he's a very good football coach. Coached under Brian Brazel for years. That's a very talented coach over there on the other sideline, and I guarantee you in 2 years they're going to be pretty hot.
Yeah, only 3 seniors on the starting offense. So
let's talk to Stephen Braswell. He's got some stats for us. We're in the Texas Land and Home Realty Team postgame show. Braz, are you around? Are you ready for stats?
I am here and ready.
Here you go.
Okay, for the Bulldogs, they start off, they had 41 rushes for 302 yards. Just kind of a comparison, last week they had 312 rushing yards. So back-to-back weeks over 300 yards rushing.
It's a good average there.
Yes. Passing 7 attempts, 2 completions for 14 yards. So we had a total of 316 yards for the
for total yardage tonight. Justin and I was talking a minute ago in Bounds. Bounds had 116 yards last week, and he had 18 rushes for 146 yards tonight. So he averaged 8.1 yards per rush tonight.
Wow.
And he came into tonight averaging 88 yards a game.
That's
so.
a sophomore. I mean, he can rack up some yards here over the next few years.
He really can.
Yeah. Ulmer, BU, 10 rushes for 65 yards and a touchdown. And by the way, on Knox Bounds, let's throw in he had 2 touchdowns and unfortunately the 2 fumbles also. But the 1 touchdown run was a 47-yarder. Colin Murphy, 8 rushes, 64 yards and a touchdown. And Caden Dunn, 5 rushes for 27 yards. Murphy, as I mentioned, has 2 completions out of 7 attempts for 14 yards. And the 2 completions had 1 to Bo Stevens for 11 yards and 1 to BU for 3 yards. As far as S&S goes, S&S had 25 rushes for 43 yards, and they were 6 of 11 on pass attempts for 53 yards. So Howe held them to 96 yards total offense, under 100.
Wow.
The Courtville led them in rushing with 10 rushes for 37 yards. Justin Petty had 6 for 17. Eli Rich 1 for 14. Paige Morgan had 1 for -2. Landon Lewis 1 for -5, and Braden Turner had 6 for -18 total. He was sacked a couple times out of that. So Eli Rich, he's still the guard, 72. He still finished 3rd on the team in rushing for the night.
Line him up in the backfield.
Yeah, really. Put him in there at fullback.
Short yards back.
Yep. Braden Turner, as far as passing went, he was 6 of 11 for 53 yards and 2 interceptions. Out of his 6 completions, 2 was Corville for 26 yards, 2 were Hernandez for 13 yards, 1 for Lewis for 9 yards, and 1 for Justin Petty for 33. And just as a reminder, it was a penalty field game, as we said. Howe 11 for 112, and S&S 5 for 140 for 42. So a total of 16 penalties, around 154 yards worth.
Yeah. Got to clean up the penalties.
But hey, that run game is, I mean, you got a nice little 3-headed monster with Ulmer, Bounds, Murphy,
Caden Dunn
in there. I mean, you got a little rushing attack.
Yeah, you're right. It's 2 weeks in a row over 300. That's churning them out.
Jake?
Yeah, I think this game overall, I mean, maybe it's not exactly the score you expected, but overall I think winning going into district it's a big deal for a confidence booster, and especially, you know, having a winning record heading into district has to also help this team's morale. And we'll see if they can clean up the penalties over the next 2 weeks, and that'll be interesting to see heading into their next game.
Well, final thought? We've kind of done it, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that was my final thought. Was I mean, you know, again, you go for the first game of the season where you had people in different roles and you're still trying to figure things out. As each game has gone on, everybody's got a little bit more comfortable and kind of figured out what their role is. The defense, I think, has gotten a little bit better. You're going to, you know, with playing a run-oriented offense, you're going to be relying a lot on that defense. You're kind of almost like Bells, except in the spread. You know, where they run the ball a lot and then try to play good defense and try to shorten the game up. So you got some things to clean up, but you're 3-2 going into the bye week, and we'll see what happens.
Braswell, you got you still over there with us?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Who do you have tomorrow?
Who do we have?
Baylor.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we have Iowa State. Is that not right? Wait a minute.
I don't think that's right.
Oh, Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, yeah.
Cincinnati.
Well, the new Big 12 member.
There you go.
All right, I won't do it to you. So hey, 28-3 tonight. Howe over S&S. They go 27-10 in the series. They eclipse the 1,000 point mark in the series with the Knox Bounds touchdown. And it was overall, when you factor it all out and you look at the box score, it's going to be very good for Howe. A lot of things to clean up penalty-wise and fumble-wise. But overall, you came out of here with a win that you wanted to get, and that's what they did. So, hey, for everyone who's been a part of this one, including Stephen Braswell, Caroline Slauson, Justin White, and Jake Roberts, I'm Monty Walker. So long, everybody.
You've been listening to the Texas Land and Home Realty Team post-game show. Howe Bulldogs football is a product of Studio 42. The full replay of the game will be available within minutes on this same link on YouTube and HoweEnterprise.com. Howe Bulldogs football is brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, Independent Financial, GC Easy, Sonic of Howe. Also brought to you by Corey Hernandez State Farm, Rapid Electric, Brother Plumber, Attorney Micah Belden. Also brought to you by Howe Athletic Booster Club, Michelle Carney Photography, HIT, Roof and Exteriors. Also brought to you by Ed Meacham State Farm, The Llama Realty Group, TechWave, Knight Furniture, All-In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, Texoma Land and Home Realty Team.
Turn out the lights. The party.